Providence Holy Cross Hospital in Mission Hills over in the San Fernando Valley has already begun construction on its expansion project for its emergency room and its trauma center. There will be a number of beds increased in that facility. That construction project is expected to be complete next year. Live in downtown LA, I'm Sid Garcia, ABC-7 Eyewitness News. Mark and Michelle, let's send it back to you in the studio.
Okay, Sid, thanks very much. Still to come, police are hoping that just released surveillance photos will help solve the murder of a husband and father.
The man was shot and killed outside a retail store where he went to buy medicine for a sick child. We'll take a closer look at those photos just ahead in a live report.
A retired couple is missing after selling their boat in Newport Beach. We'll tell you why police are now on the case.
And the treasures of King Tut are returning to LA for the first time in a quarter century. We'll give you a sneak peek coming up.
Hi, this is the Ercolano family stationed at Yokota Air Base, Japan. On behalf of my husband, Major Michael Ercolano, United States Marine Corps, we wish to wish Los Angeles, Aunt Pickle, Uncle Mark, a happy holiday season.
An Eyewitness News exclusive. Tonight at 11, the all-natural pill that has women wanting more. So good, the doctor who created it gave it to his wife. Could this recharge your sex life? The Passion Pill. Tonight at 11, only on ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
The clean, crisp scent of an ocean breeze, combined with the power of pine sol for an all-new experience of clean.
Do you remember the best Christmas present you ever received as a child?
Now you can put that same spark of love into the heart of a less fortunate boy or girl.
Bring a new unwrapped toy or sports equipment to any local Save on Drugs or fire station. Your gift could make the difference in the life of a Southern California child.
Join Save On and ABC-7 in igniting the spark of love in the hearts of less fortunate kids.
And happy holidays from local firefighters, Save On, and ABC-7.
Access to hospital care is essential for all Californians. No patient should ever be turned away. With a shortage of nurses, rigid staffing regulations have threatened our ability to give access and care to those in need.
On behalf of the nurses, doctors, and other caregivers who treat patients every day, we want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger for invoking common sense principles over bureaucratic formulas in order to put the needs of patients first.
ABC-7 invites you to experience Cavalia, a magical encounter between man and horse, now playing under the white big top in Santa Monica.
The fresh scent of lavender, combined with the power of pine sol for an all-new experience of clean.
ER's Noah Wiley, plus singer and author Jimmy Buffett on the next Live with Regis and Kelly.
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Only on ABC-7.
Breaking news now in San Clemente, where a truck jumped the curb and we're told some people may have been hit. Scott Reif is over the scene in Air 7 with more. Scott?
No, Michelle, we believe 4 people were hit at this bus stop on Camino de Estrella here in San Clemente when that white pickup truck jumped over the curb there, hit 3 children and 1 adult. The woman said to be in her 30s with a leg injury, and at least the 6-year-old, initially reported a 6-year-old, was a trauma patient. Now, Orange County Fire Authority responded immediately. They've transported everyone, we believe, the 3 children, not the woman. It appears she is still being treated. Orange County Sheriff's Department will be investigating. Live from Air 7 over San Clemente, I'm Scott Reif, ABC-7 Eyewitness News. Mark and Michelle, back to both of you in the studio.
All right, Scott, thank you. Police in Newport Beach now are searching for a retired couple who just disappeared.
The couple mysteriously vanished around the time they were selling their boat. They had recently used that boat to travel to San Diego and San Carlos, Mexico. Orange County Bureau Chief Eileen Frere joins us live from Newport Beach with the latest on the investigation. Eileen?
And Mark and Michelle, police say that the couple spent a good amount of time living on their boat here in Newport Beach. Police say there's nothing to indicate that they were having financial problems. There's nothing to show that they were having marital problems. Police say they aren't sure why the couple sold their boat in the first place, only that the couple disappeared around the time of its sale. Police say Thomas and Jackie Hawks spent much of their time living on their 55-foot boat named Well Deserved. The trawler moored near 15th and Balboa Boulevard in Newport Beach. Authorities say the 57-year-old, a retired Arizona probation officer, and his 47-year-old wife claim Prescott, Arizona as their residence. But police say the couple spent their retirement traveling on their boat.
They would take their boat down to San Diego and Mexico. They traveled between here and San Carlos, Mexico, which is on the mainland side of Mexico.
In mid-November, police say the Hawks sold their boat in Newport Beach, and that's the last time anyone saw or heard from them.
The Hawks are normally in contact with their family, and it would be unusual, particularly with the holidays having just gone past, that they were not in touch with anybody.
Police say they've questioned the person who bought the Hawks boat, and that person has cooperated. Detectives have also searched the 55-footer and say they found nothing suspicious.
It's like a mystery for us. I mean, because Newport Beach, we don't hear anything like this usually. Everything's pretty safe here.
Police are also looking for the Hawks car, a 1998 silver Honda CR-V with Arizona license plate number 774CPE.
But we don't have any information to indicate there's been foul play at this particular point. We just know that they haven't been in contact with family members for an unusual period of time, and they may very well be in their car traveling about the country instead of the water.
Now, if you've seen Thomas or Jackie Hawks, please call the number on your screen. It's for the Newport Beach Police Department. It's 1-800-550-6273 if you have any information at all about this case. Reporting live from Newport Beach, Eileen Frere, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Eileen. Just ahead here at 4, thousands of angry nurses say Governor Schwarzenegger is putting lives at risk.
This is one of the biggest protests ever by nurses in the state capitol. We'll take you there live.
And eating disorders are not just a problem for women. Young men revealed their personal battles with anorexia, something more and more are facing.
And let's look live outside right now at Burbank. Our Burbank camera there. Does it look cold to you? It's going to look cold tonight. Dallas has the live Doppler 7000 plus forecast next.
And how would you like to lower your income taxes? Yeah, I think just about everybody would, wouldn't they? Hi, I'm consumer specialist Rick Romero, and I've got a panel of experts, tax experts, certified public accountants, all here ready to answer your questions. Just call the number on the bottom of your screen, and they're going to help you out to lower your taxes.
On Eyewitness News at 11, he's one of the sexiest stars and one of the hottest shows on television. So is he such a bad boy in real life? He could be holding more secrets than you know. See what he reveals when we watch Lost with Josh Holloway. Tonight at 11 here on ABC7.
Love is a treasure. Trésor by Lancôme Paris. Indulge in Trésor and a gift with any $29.50 Lancôme purchase at Robinson's May.
Can inspiration make the town and country even more amazing? Yes. Will it let you travel in luxury and style? Sure. Can it find a place for everything and put everything in its place? As the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage? Of course. The amazing new Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,275. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Uncompromised 4-diamond luxury. Explore your senses. Enjoy. Indulge. Enliven. Lucky for you, it's all at Pechanga, California's best resort and casino.
Luck be a lady tonight.
Introducing Domino's new Double Melt Pizza. Layer upon layer of flavor with a creamy blend of cheeses and herbs between 2 thin crusts. Buy your medium 1-topping Double Melt Pizza for $9.99 and get any second medium pizza for just $5 more. Get the door. It's Domino's new Double Melt Pizza.
Meteorologist Dallas Raines has the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
You're watching Eyewitness News at 4.
A signature martini now on the menu at New York's Algonquin Hotel is giving new meaning to having a drink on the rocks. This ordinary martini gets its sparkle when a diamond is added to the mix. No one has ordered this dazzling drink yet. The problem could be the price. This martini will add $10,000 to your tab.
Better drink that one slowly, carefully.
That might be a good way to propose. You know, I mean, it would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? What do you think?
That would be a good
Sure. What is your favorite cold weather thing to eat? I mean, I like the chili.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
good.
chili's always
Hot
good.
chocolate.
Hot chocolate's good. And a little bit of hot apple cider. A little cinnamon in there. Yeah, that's all good. You need one tonight because another cold night in Southern California. Light frost. Let's go to the live shot. And we're down at LAX and the planes aren't even moving. I mean, you know it's cold when there's just nothing going on. Everybody's staying home. 62 degrees now downtown. And of course, our friends that are visiting from the northern states are laughing. They're having the biggest kick out of this. Los Alamitos, 64 degrees at this hour, live up to 7,000 plus, showing no rain on the scope. It would probably be snow if it was coming down in the mountain areas anyway, up to the high desert, looking good. Another hard freeze for our friends in the high desert tonight. Temperatures around 15 to 20 degrees. And then we're going to start warming up just a little bit as the next several days progress. All right, let's look at the satellite view on the East Coast. That rainstorm and snowstorm has finally exited the coast, leaving some pretty good weather down in Atlanta, 42. That's 27 degrees in Chicago at this hour, some snow along the Great Lakes. As we get to the west, so let's go to the telestrator to talk it over so we can find out what's going to happen. We still have the jet stream. This is the jet stream, the cold winds coming down out of the north. Now watch this area right here. This is going to be a little area of low pressure that's going to end up just off of Southern California. And that's going to bring in a few low clouds and fog about Friday night and Saturday. And when that happens, remember we talked about this yesterday, when we have the low clouds and fog, that helps keep the temperature up at night. So it will not be quite as cold over the next several nights. But tonight, still another cold one with Santa Clarita at 39. High desert, we talked about that. Our friends up there in Palmdale, Lancaster, still getting in on some really chilly air. 12 at Big Bear tomorrow morning, 39 at Palm Springs, and then along the coast, notice how much warmer it is. 48 degrees for an overnight low at down at Huntington Beach, and also up through Newport Beach, Orange County beaches. Look good because the water temperature stays at about 60 degrees. 65 at Encino tomorrow for a high. Here's your 5-day forecast then. Fair and cool on Thursday. We'll have a few high clouds at times, but a very nice day, 64, 65. Now notice the lower number, that's the overnight low, the minimum temperature, and it's starting to come up. And then look what happens by Sunday. We have a front coming in on Sunday that has a little kick to it, and that may bring us some clouds and a chance of a shower or two and a little bit of snow in the mountain areas. Right now, it's difficult to assess exactly how much rain or how strong that front will be. But we're going to watch that and keep up with it and get ready for another cold night tonight.
Get the cocoa brewing.
That's it. That's it.
Thank you, Dallas. Still ahead, a surprising strategy for a teacher accused of having sex with a teenage student.
We'll tell you how the defense surprised the courtroom in the case of a young teacher arrested just 1 year after getting married.
Also, a day to remember people who've struggled with a deadly disease that can be prevented.
First, though, a verdict in the case of a man accused of stalking singer Sheryl Crow. The story when we come right back.
Thanks for inviting me to your holiday party, Bobby. Everything looks delicious.
Thanks. I'd like you to meet my parents, Phil.
Oh, I see the resemblance.
Smart & Final has everything for your holiday party at low warehouse prices.
Get smart.
Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
I can assure you the bank's closing costs are very competitive. I'll just open these blinds to let in a little extra light.
Consolidate bills and lower your monthly payments now with a no closing cost home equity loan from Ditech.com.
That's impossible.
Get the cash you need now from Ditech.com.
Lost another loan to Ditech.
Log on to Ditech.com or call 1-800-DITECH-1.
If it's 11 p.m., it's time for Eyewitness News right here.
This just into Eyewitness
on ABC-7.
Massive wildfire has flared up again.
Night after night.
This is breaking news.
Story after story.
We're seeing a lot of rain and we're seeing a lot of wind.
There's one team you can depend on to be there when it matters most in a city like this. News doesn't stop for anything, and neither do we. If it's 11 o'clock, it's Eyewitness News, only on ABC-7.
A lot of people who call Empire today want to know what kind of carpet can you get installed next day. Truth is, it's as good or better than the stores. With Empire, you choose from quality brand names right in your home. And yes, Empire really does install next day. And no, that doesn't cost extra. In fact, right now you'll save 50%, plus no payments till 2006. Call Empire today. You'll see.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Okay, I open the thermocare box and I think, wow, what is this? And while I'm wondering what a heat wrap does, I realize, whoa, it gets hot. Then I put it on my aching back and it really starts to sink in. The heat, I mean. It's like a heating pad without the cord. And my pain just melts away. I feel like I could do backflips. No.
And for stiff knees, try new Thermacare for knees.
Cheers! Celebrate the savings at Smart & Final, like Farmer John's Spiral Cut Half Ham, only $2.29 a pound. Stouffer's Lasagna serves 12, just $7.99.
Get smart!
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
A former Navy SEAL has been found not guilty of stalking singer Sheryl Crow. This despite a disturbing video of a police interview in which he talks about his fascination with her. Ambrose Kapos was arrested last year outside Crow's dressing room at a New York concert. The jury saw the video in which Kapos said he communicates telepathically with Crow and talked about going to her hometown to ask her father's permission to date her.
And I can give my life in my country to preserve your daughter's right to publish whatever the she wants to publish, and I can't take her out for a cup of coffee?
The defense maintained that Kapos never actually threatened Crow or her family.
Comedian Bill Maher has responded to the lawsuit filed against him by his ex-girlfriend. In recently filed court papers, Maher and his attorney deny the claims of former model Nancy Johnson. She says she quit her job to help Maher with his career and that he broke promises to financially support and eventually marry her. Maher says that's not true. He also disputes Johnson's claims that he made degrading racial comments and verbally and physically abused her.
Straight ahead for us here at Eyewitness News, a new piece of evidence in the search for the killers of a young father.
Police are now hoping surveillance photos will lead to an arrest. We'll have a live report next.
Thousands of nurses rally at the state capitol. Is state law putting patients at risk? We'll have that story coming up.
The first big movie honors of the year. I'm George Pinocchio. Here who's getting them in today's Hollywood Wrap. Plus, a wife swap of a different kind. And what one of the stars of Lost has to say about his island paradise. He's the guy you love to hate. Next.
This family lives in peace and harmony. This family lives on the edge. And tonight, on an all-new Wife Swap, it's Daddy's turn to swap lives.
This isn't fun, not even a tiny bit.
Wife Swap Husband Edition, all new, tonight at 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
Faster than a decongestant, more powerful than a stuffy nose. It's Breathe Right nasal strips. Come on, honey. My allergies keep me up every night. How's this gonna help?
The same way it helps my snoring every night.
Until you try for yourself, it's hard to believe the instant nasal congestion relief that comes from Breathe Right strips. Nasal congestion limits airflow, but Breathe Right's patented reflex action gently lifts open nasal passages to help you get more air. Breathe better, sleep better with Breathe Right. Original tan or clear for sensitive skin.
BMW Holiday Sales Drive. Lease the 2005 BMW 325i for $299 a month, only through January 3rd.
This year, discover the top 25 ways Albertsons can make your holidays easier, including irresistible desserts, cakes, and pies, fantastic party trays, and holiday floral arrangements. Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
Careers are grown at Memorial Care through many education programs and opportunities for advancement.
Be a part of a team that's making a difference. Memorial Care Medical Centers, a great place to work. Log on now to abc7.com to learn more.
California cheese, take 5. And action. Cut!
Great cheese comes from happy cows.
Did you hear that? Where am I?
ABC7.
Now, live breaking news from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Breaking news in South Los Angeles. Welcome back. I'm Michelle Tuzzi.
I'm Mark Brown. This is Eyewitness News at 4:30. You were looking at live pictures of a crime scene right now. Let's go to Desiree Horton in Air 7. Desiree.
Well, according to police, we may have a possible fatality here. There was a reported stabbing. The victim is here in South Park at 51st and Avalon. According to police, this is a possible gang member. The suspect was seen running south from this park. Right now, LA City Fire Department is on scene. They are treating the patient. We are not sure of his exact condition, but it does not sound good. There will be an investigation and a search for that suspect. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Desiree Horton, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Desiree. Investigators are hoping surveillance photos will help lead them to the murderers who gunned down a husband and a father while he was running an errand for his young family. The killing happened near a shopping center in Rialto the night before Thanksgiving. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Bob Banfield is live at the Rialto Police Department with the new developments. Bob?
Michelle, as you mentioned, it's been a week since the young Hispanic father of 2 young children was killed as he was walking into that shopping center. Robbery possibly was the original motive, but a language barrier may have played a role, maybe angering the gunman. But Rialto police are determined the guilty will be brought to justice.
The victim was 34-year-old Jose Luis Soria Morales. The Rialto man was walking to a market last Wednesday night when he was shot and killed by one of 3 young men who confronted him. Surveillance cameras at a nearby Baker restaurant recorded these photos. The pictures show the trio responsible for the murder shortly before the shooting. The photo is not the best quality, but could be helpful.
It's good, but it's not good enough to identify the suspects on the camera. However, it is good enough for a friend or a family member to identify them, and we're asking for their help.
The older suspect was the gunman.
And he's described as a black male adult, 6 foot, possibly taller, thin build, wearing a tan hooded sweatshirt.
Attending the morning press conference was Mr. Soria's widow and children, the family having a difficult time. While the photo of the suspects are blurred at best, the drivers of 3 vehicles seen on tape might have information that would be helpful.
This vehicle is the vehicle that passed the suspects as they confronted the victims. There are 2 other vehicles that passed during the time that this occurred, this white Mustang being one of them, and then there's a pickup truck with stuff in the rear. Again, these 3 vehicles drove by at the time that the suspects and victims were in close proximity, and they might have some information that would be able to help in the investigation.
Anyone with information that might help police is asked to call the Rialto Police at 909-820-2550. That fund established to help the family is at Washington Mutual Bank in Rialto. The account number is 180-2398-445. If you didn't get that information, you can go to our website at abc7.com. I'm Bob Banfield reporting live from Rialto. Back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bob. Disneyland is facing another lawsuit in the wake of an accident on the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad ride. A Burbank woman says she suffered back injuries in the September 2003 accident that killed a 22-year-old man and injured 9 other people. The suit, filed by Christina Alvarado, claims Disneyland was negligent. Disneyland has denied any broad maintenance problems with the ride. State investigators concluded the accident was caused by improper maintenance by outside machinists who did not understand or follow the park's procedures. Disneyland is owned by the Walt Disney Company, the parent company of ABC.
Hundreds of nurses demonstrated in Sacramento today. The legislature has approved a measure reducing the number of patients each nurse cares for, but the governor isn't supporting it. Eyewitness News Sacramento Bureau Chief Nanette Miranda is live in Sacramento with the story. Nanette?
Michelle, California nurses have fought for years for a law that limits the number of patients they care for in hospitals. Governor Schwarzenegger supports improving staffing ratios, just not right now.
Ratios now! Ratios now!
We're back. We didn't want to be back, but we're back.
Several hundred nurses from Southern California to the Oregon state line converged on the Capitol steps today to protest the governor's move to delay nurse-to-patient ratios.
We want to make a statement. We hope that he will change his mind and go back and support what the public wants.
By law, hospitals were supposed to change staffing requirements this January so that there's a nurse for every 5 patients instead of 1 for every 6. Though he supports ratios, Governor Schwarzenegger exercised emergency powers last month to delay the law for 3 years, citing that hospitals are closing because they cannot keep up with the staffing requirements and that the nursing shortage is still very real.
It is not reasonable to think the hospitals will be able to manufacture thousands of nurses overnight.
These nurses say the governor is jeopardizing patient safety and the ratio needs to be 1 to 5.
I think it's the minimum amount that, you know, a nurse can take care of safely. You can't take care of more patients because you can't do all the things that they need.
The patient ratio issue is dividing the medical community. The California Healthcare Association began running ads this week supporting the governor.
We want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger for invoking common sense principles over bureaucratic formulas.
The people that are on those commercials are nurses that are not at the bedside, have not provided care for patients, and are really looking out for the best interest of the hospital and the hospital association and profits.
In 2002, the Journal of the American Medical Association said 1 nurse for every 4 patients is best. Now, it's still possible that the governor will change his mind. The Health and Human Services Department is taking public comment over the next several weeks, starting this Friday. Live in Sacramento, Nanette Miranda, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Nanette. A surprise move now in the case of a Florida teacher accused of having sex with a teenage student. Deborah Lefebvre's attorney made the surprise announcement in court.
We'll shortly be filing a notice of insanity defense on behalf of Debbie.
Citing medical records and doctor's examinations, lawyer John Fitzgibbons laid the groundwork for that defense.
Debbie has some profound emotional issues that are not her fault. I think once anyone reads what the doctors have to say, they will understand a lot more.
It was last June when Debbie Lefebvre was accused of having sex with her 14-year-old middle school student. It's believed her insanity defense will put pressure on the teen to testify.
A building inspector has been rushed to the hospital after a tense rescue from a deep trench in Anaheim. Firefighters rushed to the corner of La Palma and Kramer Avenue at noontime today after the inspector apparently slipped on a ladder as he was climbing down a 30-foot trench. The still unidentified man fell some 10 feet to the ground, unable to move. Anaheim firefighters used a crane that was already at the site to pull him out. The victim is now being treated for possible head injuries. We're going to check on the roads right now. We're going to turn to Irma Blanco. She has our exclusive Air Watch traffic update. Hi, Irma.
Hello, Mark. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's get started. Take a look at that 405 freeway. First map showing you some red lights right through Culver City, especially on the northbound side. Lightens up a little bit through the pass, and then you're busy again up to the top of your screen through Studio City in the San Fernando Valley. Looks like Sepulveda Boulevard can save you some time. You can see the 10's got some slow traffic through Santa Monica. Also some busy traffic in both directions of the 10 through Jefferson Park. Look at that 101 freeway, Hollywood Freeway, very busy from the 170 into downtown. But if you take a look at the 5, it looks much better, so that should be your alternate this afternoon. Let's check out our second map and take a look at the 91 freeway that's running right across the side of your freeway. Looks good. A little slow crossing the 5 freeway. And to the right of your screen, that's the 57. Lots of slow traffic from Fullerton into Brea. Tri-State College as your alternate. That could save you some time. Hacienda Heights on the 60. Also some slow traffic through that stretch as well. That's your Eyewitness News Air Watch traffic update. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, Irma, thanks a lot. An actor's life in paradise getting lost in Hawaii in today's Hollywood Wrap.
Plus, Ken Jennings' post-Jeopardy plans. Entertainment guru George Pinocchio is here with that. But first, he has found the winner of the first major movie honor of the year.
I think it's something a lot of people will now see. The heartfelt and whimsical new film, Finding Neverland, has found a big honor from the National Board of Review. The critics group named Finding Neverland as the best film of 2004, citing the film's acting, costume, set design, music, and cinematography. Jamie Foxx was named Best Actor for his convincing portrayal of Ray Charles and Ray, and Annette Bening took the top female acting honors for being Julia, a role in which she plays an aging British stage star. The National Board of Review of Motion Pictures is composed of film historians, students, and educators. 40 years ago, Mary Poppins won a slew of awards, including 5 Oscars. To celebrate the film's re-release on DVD, a star-studded re-premiere.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a re-premiere.
But you'll probably...
I'm mighty happy to be here for it.
Last night in Hollywood, Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke reunited on the red carpet in front of the El Capitan Theater. In 1964, they joined Walt Disney across the street from the El Cap at Grauman's Chinese Theater for the original debut of the film. Andrews earned an Oscar for her role as the nanny who was practically perfect in every way. What I wanted to know, does life ever imitate art? Since you play a nanny in this movie and did so impeccably, tell me you clean your own toilet and wash your own dishes and make your own bed.
Do I do it? You bet I do. Yes. When I have to. Yes, I do.
The special edition DVD of Mary Poppins is available December 14th. The cast and crew of the new hit TV series Lost put in a long days to bring this action-filled drama to the small screen each week. But you can't feel too sorry for them because they are shooting in paradise. Actor Josh Holloway plays Sawyer, the guy you love to hate. And while this character has had a very physically demanding time so far on the island, this Georgia native isn't about to complain about his time in Hawaii.
I do love the beach because it's so spiritual there as well. And you always have the outdoors again, and the breeze is coming in, the waves are crashing, the turtles are swimming. It's just like, what? Where am I? You know, so that's been amazing.
I'll be watching tonight's episode of Lost with Josh and his friends, and we'll bring you that tonight on Eyewitness News at 11. So they're switching things up tonight on Wife Swap. Instead of trading out the moms in the family, it's the husbands who trade places. One's a motorcycle-loving bearded man who loves to take life one day at a time. The other takes a more spiritual bend to life, filling his days with drums and yoga.
Live for the moment and face the consequences later. Maybe I can make some suggestions that might help that.
We dance, we drum, we sing, we laugh.
I hardly do any cleaning.
Nashaba needs a nap every day or she gets cranky. Oh.
Bell begins tonight at 8 with Lost, followed by Nick and Jessica's Family Christmas at 9, and at 10, the special husband swapping edition of Wife Swap. And of course, we'll see you again for Eyewitness News at 11. Finally, she thought she could do it, didn't think she would, but she did. Ventura County realtor Nancy Zerg beat Ken Jennings to become the new Jeopardy champ. We saw her win last night when she beat the $2.5 million man in the final Jeopardy round. In her first interview, I talked with Nancy about what it was like going up against the game show world's biggest winner ever.
A lot of people went in there, and as soon as they realized they'd be playing Ken, they took themselves completely out of the game. So they lost before they ever left the parking lot and got into the studio. People would say things like, well, I guess I'm playing for second, or, gee, you know, there's no sin in losing to Ken Jennings. And
does Nancy continue her winning streak? The answer on Jeopardy tonight at 7 here on ABC7. Meantime, Ken Jennings told us he's going on a speaking tour and he's writing a book. He's also been offered free tax services by H&R Block. That's the final Jeopardy answer he missed. And that's today's Hollywood Wrap. Mark Michelle.
He won like $2 million or something?
2.5 and change. Yeah, a lot of cash.
Yeah, all right, George. Thanks a lot. Coming up here at 4, modern-day stress now seems to be affecting some men in a whole new way.
It never crossed my mind that I could have an eating disorder, especially anorexia, because I'm a guy and guys don't have it.
A look at how eating disorders are now a problem many men are forced to deal with.
Also, a warning about the so-called female Viagra. Health specialist Denise Dedore has details.
And later in this newscast, people take time to observe World AIDS Day and to pay tribute to those who've lost the battle against the deadly disease.
Here's a live look at our panel of tax experts. They're ready to take your phone calls today, answering questions about what you can do before the end of the year to save money on your income taxes. The phone lines are now open. The phone number there on your screen. We'll be right back with more.
An Eyewitness News exclusive. Tonight at 11, the all-natural pill that has women wanting more. So good, the doctor who created it gave it to his wife. Could this recharge your sex life? The Passion Pill. Tonight at 11, only on ABC7 Eyewitness News.
You could join the Jeopardy Clue Crew. You'll record clues from exciting locations and share your adventures with Jeopardy viewers. To apply, go to Jeopardy.com.
Join us on our adventures.
Watch Jeopardy at 7 here on ABC7.
It's the Mervyn's One-Day Sale. Everything in the store is on sale. You'll save up to 70% on all fine jewelry. It's this Wednesday. The clock is ticking. Mervyn's.
This is more than just a bar, okay? This is a
breeding ground for the new smoker. Now, we hire good-looking people to provide these young adults with free cigarettes, free keychains, tchotchkes, what have you, and they don't even consider themselves to be actual smokers. They call it social smoking. Well, you know what? You can call it anything you want, but the truth is, in a few years, this group, pack a day. You watch. Our brand, too. Brilliant.
He wants to be a scientist.
I might invent something that can help people survive.
They want to be doctors, lawyers, teachers. Dreams that can only come true if they stay in school.
School it prepares us for the future.
How can you keep your child in school? Join the LA Unified School District and ABC-7 for a powerfully informative Connecting with Kids television special, Count Me In. Sunday, December 12th at 4:30. Bring a new unwrapped toy or sports equipment to any local Save on Drugs or fire station to ignite the spark of love in a less fortunate child's heart. And happy holidays.
It's the Mervyn's one-day sale. Everything in the store is on sale. You'll save up to 70% on all fine jewelry. It's this Wednesday. The clock is ticking. Mervyn's.
There's been a lot of research on these conditions, anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, and they're normally associated with women.
But a growing number of men are suffering from eating disorders, and many don't know where to turn. Health specialist Denise Dador has that, plus buzz about what some people call the female Viagra.
Now, a lot of folks have been talking about this for a while. A new drug nicknamed the female Viagra is generating major buzz, and it hasn't even been FDA approved. The Intrinsa patch gradually releases the hormone testosterone. It works on the brain to increase desire. Drug makers say it could empower women who've lost interest in sex. But what if women without sexual dysfunction abuse the steroid? Critics say it would be dangerous.
This is a steroid. This is a drug. We know what some of the side effects can be based on our experience with bodybuilders and athletes who abuse steroids.
Doctors say more and more healthy guys are taking Viagra to heighten their experience. They're concerned women might do the same thing with the patch. And of course, all the buzz has been about the Intrinsa patch. But coming up on Eyewitness News tonight at 11, we have an exclusive report on a new female drug, and this one is an herbal one that local researchers say shows a lot of promise. That's coming up tonight at 11. And in more health news, doctors report a 50% jump in the rate of males seeking treatment for eating disorders in the past decade. One local teen shares his near-death experience. His identity has been concealed to protect him from the stigma of being labeled a male anorexic.
My mom wanted me to gain weight constantly. She worked at a gym. She, I guess, had this vision of me becoming this masculine, bulked-up weightlifting guy. So I would do things like skip meals behind her back and stuff because I wanted to control this part of my life. It became a control battle, essentially.
The battle spiraled out of control when 20-year-old Steve left home for college at USC. He had trouble fitting in. Isolation made him want to control his food intake even more. At 5'10", he starved himself down to 95 pounds.
It never crossed my mind that I could have an eating disorder, especially anorexia, because I'm a guy and guys don't have it.
Eating disorder specialists strongly disagree. Patricia Pitt says when she started in the field 20 years ago, only 1% of her patients were male. Today, she says, it's up to 15%.
It's a man's disorder as well as a woman's disorder, and we're seeing an epidemic with men these days.
Despite the dramatic increase, men are still less likely than women to seek professional help. Dennis Henning used to overdose on laxatives and once tried a 40-day fast. When he tried to get help, he felt isolated.
It was interesting because when I went into the rehabs I was in, I was the only man. And they didn't really know how to work with a man.
Pitt says besides societal pressures to look fit and trim, boys and men today are dealing with new types of modern-day stress. And males are less likely to get diagnosed because the signs of anorexia are often perceived as boys trying to be competitive or athletic. Even Steve didn't acknowledge it until it threatened his life. He spent 2.5 months in the Bella Vita clinic. Therapists helped Steve recognize that his control issues with his mom were at the root of his food problems.
I think that was a key for me was, you know, rebelling against my mom and just wanting to control something in my life.
When a person doesn't feel safe, they control their world. The safer he or any of us feel, we begin to trust ourselves, our environment, and be able to know that we can go into situations and circumstances and manage life.
Steve says he is learning how to trust, and he's making new friends. At 140 pounds, he feels stronger, more confident, and optimistic about his future.
It'll take a while before I could say I'm, you know, completely recovered, but I'm getting there.
Experts say it's important to recognize the signs of an eating disorder. Plus, parents should never emphasize body size or shape as an indication of a young man's worth or identity. Steve continues to receive counseling at the Bella Vita Clinic, and he's looking and feeling much healthier and stronger. And he definitely wanted to share his story because he really did not find a lot of guys, and he wanted to say it could happen to a guy.
There is so much pressure on men now, as much pressure as there is on women, you know, with the fashion magazines. There's a lot of stuff on men now, too, to
so
look a
many of
certain
those
way.
models and singing stars, and I can imagine that's why.
Yeah, all right. Denise
Okay.
Dorr, thank you very much. Just ahead for us here, the many ways in which people around the country are observing World AIDS Day.
Across the world, across the country, and across California, people rallying to drive up support to fight AIDS. I'm John Gregory, live in West Hollywood. That story coming up.
And back in the 1970s, the King Tut exhibit attracted huge crowds to the LA County Museum. Well, get ready. The Golden Treasures are making a big comeback. We have the story coming up.
On Eyewitness News at 11, he's one of the sexiest stars and one of the hottest shows on television. So is he such a bad boy in real life? He could be holding more secrets than you know. See what he reveals when we watch Lost with Josh Holloway. Tonight at 11 here on ABC-7.
Can inspiration make the town and country even more amazing? Yes. Will it let you travel in luxury and style? Sure. Can it find a place for everything and put everything in its place? As the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage? Of course. The amazing new Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,275. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
For centuries, our tribe lived peacefully in this valley. Then government forced us onto a reservation with no economic opportunities. When we needed essential services like roads and sewers, something all Californians expect, not one penny of California's tax dollars came from the state to pay for these. Thanks to Indian gaming, we're becoming self-reliant. But Governor Schwarzenegger demands tribal governments pay 3 times more taxes than any other business. That's not fair. Join Californians supporting self-reliance.
Access to hospital care is essential for all Californians. No patient should ever be turned away. With a shortage of nurses, rigid staffing regulations have threatened our ability to give access and care to those in need.
On behalf of the nurses, doctors, and other caregivers who treat patients every day, we want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger for invoking common sense principles over bureaucratic formulas in order to put the needs of patients first.
This ABC-7 Eyewitness newscast is brought to you in part by Honey Baked Ham.
Before a honey-baked ham is glazed to perfection with our secret glazing method, it's hand-selected and marinated for up to 3 days. Before it's glazed to perfection, tender honey-baked ham is slow-smoked over hardwood chips. Then it's spiral sliced and topped with that legendary crackling sweet glaze no other ham can match. That's why everyone loves guaranteed delicious honey-baked ham for the holidays, and always will. Honey-baked ham. The extra steps make it extra special.
ER's Noah Wiley, plus singer and author Jimmy Buffett on the next Live with Regis and Kelly.
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Only on ABC-7.
Today marks World AIDS Day, and on this day, some startling statistics. AIDS has killed more than 20 million people worldwide since 1981. Another 38 million people are currently living with HIV. Ceremonies and memorials are being held around the globe today to bring attention to the crisis. One of those ceremonies will soon get underway in West Hollywood. Eyewitness News reporter John Gregory is there. He joins us now live. John?
Michelle, at 7 p.m. tonight, there'll be a candlelight vigil here in Kings Road Park to remember those who have lost the fight against AIDS and those still making that battle. Across the world today, there were ceremonies remembering the dead and also those who continue to deal with this disease. They're also trying to drive up support to fight the AIDS virus. With a signal, dozens of red balloons float into the Los Angeles sky. Each one contained a message about the deadly impact of AIDS. In LA County, close to 28,000 people have died from the disease in the past 20 years. Across the world, there were events to mark World AIDS Day. In China, they held a race and handed out condoms, something unheard of just a few years ago when the Chinese government denied there was an AIDS problem in the country. In the Philippines, they held a beauty contest to raise awareness about the disease. But nowhere are the ravages of AIDS more severe than in Africa. In South Africa alone, there are millions of victims.
Well, you know, we have about roughly 5.3 million people HIV positive in this country out of 45 million people. So you can imagine it is extremely significant. And if we are not doing something radical now, it might soon be too late.
Here in the U.S., the disease also continues to thrive, especially among African Americans.
We are still stuck on this concept that I don't support homosexuality, therefore I'm not addressing HIV. Who cares? Who cares whether you support homosexuality or not? The fact is that we have a major crisis in our community.
This year, the focus of World AIDS Day is on women, who now account for close to half of the cases. At a memorial in Lincoln Park, many of those who have lost that fight will be remembered and honored. And that memorial in Lincoln Park will be officially dedicated at 7 p.m. tonight. Also at 7 tonight, that candlelight vigil here at Kings Road Park in West Hollywood. We're live in West Hollywood. John Gregory, ABC-7 Eyewitness News. Mark Michelle, back to you.
Okay, John, thank you for that. Now, just 1 month is left until 2005, and there are some things you can do right now to cut your taxes.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 5 o'clock, we've set up a special panel of experts to answer your tax questions live. Consumer Specialist Rick Romero is now live with our Eyewitness News Tax Tip Hotline. Rick.
Well, Mark, Michelle, you're right. There are several ways to lower your taxes before the end of the year. We've got a panel of tax experts here, all certified public accountants, to answer your questions live. Just call us toll-free, 1-877-843-1477. The question's free, the answer's free, the number's free. Our CPAs will answer your questions until 7 p.m.
Okay, that was Rick Romero reporting live, and straight ahead for us here, spectacular buried treasures returning to L.A.
We'll tell you where and when you can see the new and improved King Tut exhibit.
When you see news happening, call the Eyewitness News tip line toll-free at 877-777-NEWS.
Real Watchers Club members could win a trip this week to the heart of the Caribbean island, St. Martin. If we call your number, you could win. So sign up at wheeloffortune.com.
Want to win? Get your spin. Watch Wheel.
Tonight at 7:30 here on ABC-7.
'Tis the season for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, even diarrhea. But ho ho, there's Pepto-Bismol. For nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Pink does more than you think.
With faster acceleration than a BMW 325xi and an Audi TT, the all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee conquers the road like a sports car. And with our exclusive QuadraDrive 2 four-wheel drive system, it conquers everything else like a trail-rated Jeep 4x4.
A comb can hold a small nail in place. The answers are out there. We'll help you find them.
Osh, complete hardware and garden. Right now, a Craftsman 3-gallon air compressor is only $99.99, and save $20 on this Craftsman 7-piece cordless combo kit at Osh.
The Treasures of King Tut. Remember this? The exhibit took Los Angeles by storm more than 25 years ago. Huge crowds waited in line for hours to see it. Now comes word Tut will soon be back in town.
It was more than popular. It was a phenomenon, and soon we'll be seeing a new and bigger collection of Tut's treasures.
Eyewitness News reporter Karen Carlson previews the return of Tutankhamun.
The last time an exhibit like this came to the U.S., the line stretched around the block. Today, organizers of a new King Tut exhibit hope history repeats itself.
This is the most important exhibit in the world. My friends at LA Inc. tell me this will generate $137 million worth of economic impact for Los Angeles and Los Angeles County.
This is a rendering of Tutankhamun and the Golden Age of the Pharaohs, an exhibit set to open at the LA County Museum of Art next June. It features 11 galleries, one of the king's coffins, and this found around his head when his tomb was uncovered. All in all, more than 130 artifacts not yet seen in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is a special town for me. I always say people that LA, Los Angeles has magic, and King Tut has magic.
The Secretary General of Egypt's Council of Antiquities says the exhibit may also help with cultural relations between the two countries. The tickets range in price from $6 to $30. Much of the money will go back to Egypt to restore the priceless artifacts of the past. Karen Carlson, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
All right, there is much more news to come.
Eyewitness News at 5 begins right now.
This is Eyewitness News. Now, David Ono, Ellen Leyva, Johnny Mountain, and Rob Fukuzaki with the Southland's #1 news at 5.
The Southland shivers for a third day in a row as cold, dry air plunges temps to record lows. And it was a sleepless night for growers and the homeless coming from the cold. Good afternoon, I'm Ellen Leyva.
I'm David Ono. Some of the coldest temperatures were in the high desert. Lancaster broke a 15-year record low at 15 degrees, and more cold weather is expected tonight. We have live team coverage of the cold snap. Rob Hayes is in Exposition Park at a homeless shelter. But we begin with Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth. He is live in Antelope Valley. Leo.
David, a resident here in Antelope Valley, told me he went outside early Tuesday morning, perhaps to get the newspaper. He said when he went outside, he walked into a wall of cold. He said he checked his outdoor thermometer, and take this, folks, it read, according to him, 9 degrees. It has been bitter cold throughout the Southland, very cold out here in the high desert. Swimming is off limits in this swimming pool. Perhaps ice skating is an option. It's been so cold, swimming pools have frozen in the Antelope Valley. Residents with horses have had to cover them with blankets. Their drinking water frozen. It's been bone-chilling cold all week in the high desert. There's not much one can do for the less hardy plants hit by bitter cold except pull them up and plant again.
15 degrees at our house at 6 o'clock this morning.
Ouch.
Pretty cold.
It's freezing.
Freezing.
That's all I can say. It's freezing. Freezing cold. Ice everywhere.
Jack Frost has done a lot more than nip at our noses. He's blown frigid air throughout parts of the Southland.
It's cold like always. Been out here for almost 13 years, and it's pretty cold this year.
Well, I lived in Columbus for a year, so this is kind of summery weather compared to what I've been through for 1 year of winter, and that's enough.
17 degrees is considered summer to you? I guess after Columbus.
Columbus, black ice, snow. I'm still waiting for that to come here.
When the wind is blowing, it's like 30 below zero.
Longtime resident Laura Supernaw says while it's obvious living in the high desert spells cold winters, it doesn't mean it gets easy to deal with.
Moving and shaking, and your bumps are getting on you, but I like it.
And I hear you going,
oh yeah, it's wonderful. Really? Don't you think so? Don't you think so?
Well, the way you just described it to me, we want to run inside and get warm. But it is warm, isn't it?
It is nice. It's very nice. I enjoy it very well.
Boy, she describes it well, doesn't she? Moving and shaking, all that good stuff. Believe it or not, for a couple of hours today, during the afternoon hours, of course, it warmed up just a bit, but now the temps are starting to drop again. It's getting very cold. I've got my gloves on. I must warn you, there is a freeze warning in effect for Riverside County and for the southeastern part of the state, so bundle up and stay warm and stay off the streets if you don't need to be on them. Live in the Antelope Valley, live in Palmdale. Leo Star with ABC7 Eyewitness News, David Ellen. Back to you.
Thank you, Leo. And there's good news for the homeless in LA County. They're struggling to survive the bitter cold. Tonight, 11 shelters are opening their doors for the winter. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is live at a shelter in South Los Angeles where the homeless are going to get a lot of badly needed help. Rob.
Ellen, we're at the New Image Emergency Shelter. It's the biggest one in Los Angeles. You take a look behind me, you'll see all the cots lined up under the roof here, more than 300 of them. And if you take a look off to the right, you'll see there are more than enough people lining up to use those cots tonight. A spot on this bus is the hottest ticket in town. Dozens of homeless from across the city hopping on board for a free trip to a warm meal and an even warmer bed.
You know, I lived in St. Louis, I lived in Texas, and a lot of places, a lot of states don't have shelters like this, and they don't. You'll freeze.
10 other emergency shelters like this one are opening their doors tonight. That's an extra 1,200 beds now available to these people from now until mid-March, and it couldn't have come soon enough.
We're way over, and we're going to be way over. The weather, all it does is makes the situation worse.
But getting the homeless to use shelters isn't easy. Many don't like the rules against drinking and drug use or requirements to look for work. But there's nothing like plummeting temperatures to convince them otherwise.
If you don't have heat in there, people get sick and everything like this, and they got to go to a doctor, and some people ain't even got Medicare, Medi-Cal, or anything like that, and they ain't got no money to pay for this, and they just have to suffer with it.
So after a short wait in line and a security pat-down, these folks have found themselves a warm place to sleep. It's far from the Ritz, but it's also far from the cold. Now, aside from a warm place to sleep tonight, the shelters also offer things like medical care, mental health counseling, and substance abuse help. Reporting live in South Los Angeles, Rob Hayes, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Ellen?
Rob, thanks. And our cold snap coverage will continue. In just a few minutes, Johnny Mountain will have tonight's chilling temperatures when he brings you the live Doppler 7,000 plus forecast.
Day 2 of the penalty phase in the Scott Peterson murder trial. Today, the defense tried to show a different side of the convicted killer and persuade the jury to spare his life. Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez is live at the Redwood City Courthouse with more. Miriam?
David, it's a whole new defense plan, a whole new game plan for the defense. Over the last 5 months, the jury heard about 5 months, essentially, of Scott Peterson's life. But there were 30 years before that in which he was a model citizen, a stellar citizen. The jury also noticed that there is a change in the person who is asking the questions. Pat Harris instead of defense attorney Mark Garrigus. The defense called 5 witnesses to the stand, friends and family members who testified Scott Peterson through his life was kind, thoughtful, hardworking, a person who never indulged in self-pity, a trait he acquired from stoic parents. Scott's half-sister, Susan Caudillo, choked back tears contemplating Scott's possible execution. "It would kill my parents," she said. "I can't imagine anything worse than to see him put to death. The bottom line is, I don't think my parents are going to make it if he goes." A friend of the family testified that Lee Peterson in the last 2 years aged 20 years. Today, he was on the stand for nearly 3 hours. He chronicled his life as well as Scott's, trying to show his son was not a rich kid from a life of privilege, but one who worked 18-hour days and adored children. The lengthy time to dwell on details might help separate the jurors from yesterday's emotional testimony from Lacey Peterson's mother. Sharon Rocha screamed at Scott, furious for the lives he ruined. It was a stark contrast to what they heard today.
And the jury could just resent it, frankly. Could sit back and say, I don't want to hear about Lee Peterson's paper route and how he started out. I want to hear if there's anything to be heard that would take away the severity of this crime.
Defense co-counsel Pat Harris took the lead today, spurred by concerns that the jury would link Mark Garrigus to his failure to show Scott Peterson was innocent of killing his pregnant wife, Lacey. Harris may be in a better position to play on any word a juror might retain that the wrong verdict was made.
I think the one thing that he didn't mention today, and I hope he mentions in his closing argument, I think he hinted at it today, was lingering doubt. When Pat Harris said, this is a decision you have to be comfortable with in 20 years from now. I mean, I think he's going to come at the end of the case and basically say, can you be sure this crime happened exactly like the prosecution said it happened, not knowing how Lacey Peterson was killed, where she was killed, or when she was killed.
The jury can expect to hear from some 27 witnesses. Testimony will last until next week. It's all an effort to show the jury the Scott Peterson they don't know. Reporting live from Redwood City, Miriam Hernandez, ABC7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Thank you, Miriam. We've been covering the Scott Peterson murder trial since it began, and we will be there when it ends. Stay with ABC7 Eyewitness News for continuing coverage.
One of the first to respond to the World Trade Center on 9/11 is now a casualty of the war in Iraq. A New York City firefighter was killed just outside Baghdad less than a month after his deployment. Eyewitness News reporter Giovanna Lara is live in the newsroom with the latest developments in Iraq. Giovanna?
Ellen, he had spent months digging through the rubble of the World Trade Center after the terrorist attacks. Today, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg says the Army National Guard sergeant is the city's first firefighter to die in Iraq. And more tragic news. Today, young children were caught in the violence and killed. All this among word that another 12,000 troops will be sent to Iraq in an effort to bolster security for the upcoming national elections.
New York City firefighter Christian Engeldrum is among the latest casualties in Iraq. An Army Reserve sergeant, Engeldrum was killed Monday just outside Baghdad when his vehicle came under attack. He died less than a month after being deployed to Iraq. His firefighter brothers at Ladder Company 61 in the Bronx say no one could have talked him out of serving his country.
He fought in Desert Storm, came back, he came here. He wanted to be a fireman, he wanted to help people, and now he didn't have to go to the Middle East, but he wanted to serve.
Engeldrum was one of the first to respond to the World Trade Center attacks on September 11th. The 39-year-old was a 5-year fire veteran and had also served as a police officer. And today in Bakuba, 3 children are added to the list of the dead in Iraq. They were very young, just 3, 4, and 5 years old. Here, their caskets are being driven away. This mother, whose child is among 4 other young victims who were seriously injured, says the violence broke out when insurgents arrived, telling them to stay indoors. The children who had been playing outside moved to the roof of a home to continue playing, and that's when a mortar shell landed on the roof, killing the children. Also today, another suicide attack on Baghdad's dangerous airport highway leaves 2 vehicles badly damaged. This just one day after a suicide bomber rammed into a U.S. military convoy, wounding several soldiers.
As part of the military buildup, some 10,000 troops already in Iraq will not be coming home as scheduled. Their tours of duty will be extended until March. Live in the newsroom, Giovanna Lara, ABC7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Thank you, Giovanna. Army Private Linda England was back in court today. She's one of 7 members of her military police company charged with abusing inmates in Iraq's Abu Ghraib prison. Her defense team asked the judge to bar the use of England's written admissions and the photos which prompted the charges against her. She faces court-martial in January and could be sentenced to 38 years in prison. And each day brings new developments in the fight for Iraq. Stay with us for continuing coverage.
It's not too late to take action to cut your tax bill by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Right now, we're taking your calls in a special Eyewitness News tax tip hotline. Consumer specialist Rick Romero is standing by with a panel of tax experts to answer all of your questions. You busy in there, Rick?
Oh, Ellen, I can't believe it, how quickly the phone started to ring as soon as we put up the number. You may be wondering why we're talking about taxes when April 15th is several months away. Good question, and the answer is we can help to lower your taxes right now by certain things that you do. With this panel of experts, they are with the California Society of Certified Public Accountants. They're all CPAs. They can help you out to get your taxes down. Just call the toll-free number 1-877-843-1477. They've also got a lot of tax tips for you. Here's one of their tax tips. We'll put that up on the screen for you. It's pay your January mortgage and April property tax this month. You see, that way you can add those deductions to your filing of your taxes on April 15th. But you've got to know this. There's one thing that could happen. It could trip what is called alternative minimum tax. And if that happens, then that could cost you an extra taxes. But if you talk to a tax expert, we can get that all straightened out for you, and you can do that tonight just by calling our number 1-877-843-1477. It's toll-free. They're here to answer your questions for free. They'll be here until 7 o'clock tonight. And be patient. We're getting an awful lot of calls. David, Ellen, Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. We're going to check in with Rick later on in the newscast. In the meantime, people who use LAX and Burbank airports will now have another choice to get out of town.
Coming up, a new airport opens in Southern California. We'll tell you who is flying and where.
Bullets fly and the military is forced to take cover. Question tonight, if any American dignitary in Haiti was a target.
One of the most popular soda plants in Southern California gets in some trouble. We'll have that story coming up at 5:30.
And we're going to look at some very cold temperatures. Your forecast is coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Fukuzaki. Coming up in sports, former Notre Dame football coach Ty Willingham speaks out. And this.
I think about it every day. You know, did I do the right thing?
Freddie Jones of the Indiana Pacers tells us how he refrained from throwing punches at Detroit fans.
An Eyewitness News exclusive. Tonight at 11, the all-natural pill that has women wanting more. So good, the doctor who created it gave it to his wife. Could this recharge your sex life? The Passion Pill. Tonight at 11, only on ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
This holiday season, come to Lowe's, where there are thousands of unique gifts, so you'll find something for everyone. Like this new Electrolux Pronto bagless vacuum. It's super lightweight and cordless, so it's easy to use, and it's only at Lowe's. Or this new Black & Decker Home Cafe. It brews 1 cup of coffeehouse quality coffee in less than a minute. Or give a Lowe's gift card and let them decide. And Lowe's low price guarantee means you can't buy it for less anywhere. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
We've stared down the worst that could happen. We've seen the best of ourselves. We've recovered, rebuilt, and restored. We've reaffirmed our faith in ourselves, each other, and our nation. Here in the heart of commerce, culture, and community, Lower Manhattan.
Discover your very own American success story. Build your business right here, right now, in Lower Manhattan.
Where the only thing greater than today's success is our vision for tomorrow.
Careers are grown at Memorial Care through many education programs and opportunities for advancement.
Be a part of a team that's making a difference. Memorial Care Medical Centers, a great place to work. Log on now to abc7.com to learn more. This ABC7 Eyewitness Newscast is brought to you in part by your Southern California Ford dealers.
This bolt is 4.5 inches long, made from hardened alloy steel. 6 of them connect the cargo box of the Ford F-150 to its frame. Why do we do this when others don't? Because we're building the strongest pickup. You can be sure of that. We are. See your Ford dealer right now and get $2,000 cash back on a 2005 Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
President Bush wrapped up his bridge-building visit to Canada today with a thank you to the people of Halifax. They opened their homes to travelers stranded after the 9/11 attacks. But 3 years have passed since that gesture of friendship. Mr. Bush got a chilly reception during his 2-day visit. Thousands of protesters turned out to voice their opposition to the U.S. involvement in the war in Iraq.
Gunfire rang out during Secretary of State Colin Powell's visit to Haiti today. UN troops were on the alert as shots were fired a few blocks from where Powell was meeting with Haitian leaders. Police fired shots in response, but no one was hurt. Powell was never in danger, and his meeting was moved to a new location because of the shooting. He says the world community should help Haiti disarm those who want to defeat democratic rule.
Well, not in my neighborhood. That's what some are saying about a popular gun club.
Coming up at 5:30, a news story. The club is home to an Olympic shooter, and we'll take a look at why some want to shut it down.
Fasten your seatbelts. There's a new way to jet out of town. We'll have that story next.
Eyewitness News at 11. He's one of the sexiest stars and one of the hottest shows on television. So is he such a bad boy in real life? He could be holding more secrets than you know. See what he reveals when we watch Lost with Josh Holloway. Tonight at 11 here on ABC7.
Okay, here's the paperwork to apply for your new home loan. I'll check back in a couple of hours to see how you're doing.
But I thought the bank had reduced the paperwork to get a mortgage.
Ooh, right. There you go.
Need cash to consolidate bills? Apply now for a second mortgage from Ditech.com.
Oh no. Lost another loan to Ditech.
Log on or call 1-800-DITECH-1.
Do you remember the best Christmas present you ever received as a child?
Now you can put that same spark of love into the heart of a less fortunate boy or girl.
Bring a new unwrapped toy or sports equipment to any local Save-On Drugs or fire station. Your gift could make the difference in the life of a Southern California child.
Join Save-On and ABC-7 in igniting the spark of love in the hearts of less fortunate kids.
And happy holidays from local firefighters, Save-On, and ABC-7.
91. $91.
28.
Anyone want to trade?
Spending too much time at the deli? The new double pastrami burger from Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve.
ABC-7 invites you to experience Cavolia, a magical encounter between man and horse, now playing under the white big top in Santa Monica. This ABC-7 Eyewitness newscast brought to you in part by Subaru, driven by what's inside.
It has more standard safety features than any SUV in its class. It is the only small SUV to earn the highest possible ratings in all crash tests by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. It has been voted the 2004 Best Small SUV by Car and Driver. The new all-wheel drive Subaru Forester, a 210 horsepower security blanket you can test drive.
Through January 3rd, get financing as low as 1.9% on every 2005 Subaru.
Regular scheduled airline service is coming back to Palmdale Regional Airport.
Scenic Airlines will start daily flights on December 29th with service from Palmdale to the North Las Vegas Airport. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth has all the details.
At the end of the month, commercial flight will take flight on a regular basis at Palmdale Regional Airport. Scenic Airlines will make 10 flights a week from Palmdale to Las Vegas. After about a year working out all the details between the city and the airline, it's a done deal. Palmdale Airport is open to air travelers for the first time in at least 7 years.
Transportation is a key to all economic development. I think it's going to open some doors for some other opportunities and service, and it'll put this terminal on the map again.
For the next year, Scenic Airlines will use the Palmdale Airport terminal rent-free. That's one of the incentives to lure the airline to Palmdale.
So much. Scenic Airlines is very excited to fly in here to Palmdale, and this is a very big step for Scenic Airlines. We're excited to be here. We know that we can provide great service to Las Vegas, so we hope everybody will come with us to Las Vegas.
The nearly 40-year-old airline is doing business in Southern California for the first time. Its planes can carry up to 19 passengers. Flights from Palmdale to Vegas will take about an hour and 10 minutes. Scenic's North Las Vegas terminal is about 25 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. The airline offers a shuttle service to the Strip. I'm sure by now in the story you're saying, enough already. How much is a one-way ticket to Las Vegas from Palmdale? On this airline, it's a whopping $49. That $49 price is part of an introductory offer that will last a couple of months. After that, the price goes up to $79 one way. In Palmdale, Leo Stallworth, ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
Well, a pilot who took a drunken joyride faces a judge today.
This is the guy who played chicken with passenger planes and came close to a nuclear power plant. His story is coming up.
Shock and horror on a highway. A woman is accused of dragging her boyfriend down the road.
And as you look live outside, it is going to be another chilly night. In fact, a freezing night, just about. Johnny's up next with your forecast.
It's a holiday wonderland at your favorite department store. But the most wonderful part is, everything you see here is also available at Ross for 40 to 60% less. Ross, there's no comparison.
Access to hospital care is essential for all Californians. No patient should ever be turned away. With a shortage of nurses, rigid staffing regulations have threatened our ability to give access and care to those in need.
On behalf of the nurses, doctors, and other caregivers who treat patients every day, we want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger for invoking common sense principles over bureaucratic formulas in order to put the needs of patients first.
If it's 11 p.m., it's time for Eyewitness News right here.
This just into Eyewitness
on ABC-7.
Massive wildfire has flared up again.
Night after night.
This is breaking news.
Story after story.
We're seeing a lot of rain, and we're seeing a lot of wind.
There's one team you can depend on to be there when it matters most. In a city like this, news doesn't stop for anything, and neither do we. If it's 11 o'clock, it's Eyewitness News, only on ABC-7.
For centuries, our tribe lived peacefully in this valley. Then government forced us onto a reservation with no economic opportunities. When we needed essential services like roads and sewers, something all Californians expect, not one penny of California's tax dollars came from the state to pay for these. Thanks to Indian gaming, we're becoming self-reliant. But Governor Schwarzenegger demands tribal governments pay 3 times more taxes than any other business. That's not fair. Join Californians supporting self-reliance.
Dreaming about the beautiful lingerie you see at the finest stores? Dream no more. Ross has everything you see here for 40 to 60% less. Ross, there's no comparison.
This ABC-7 Eyewitness Newscast is brought to you in part by your California Chrysler dealers.
Can inspiration make the town and country even more amazing? Yes. Will it let you travel in luxury and style? Sure. Can it find a place for everything and put everything in its place? As the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage? Of course. The amazing new Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,275. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Some breaking news out of LAX where there's apparently a search for a suspect going on near Terminal 5. Desiree Horton's up in Air 7 with more. Desiree.
Well, that suspect is in the parking structure 501, which is just across from Terminal 5. This is here at LAX, and we are hearing that they are going to stop all traffic, vehicles, and pedestrian traffic coming in and out of LAX while they search for the suspect. We do not know what he is wanted for. We're hearing that he's a male white, possibly in his 50s with a shaved head. So right now, police on scene investigating and looking for this suspect. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Desiree Horton, ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
Desiree, thank you for that report. Eyewitness News has set up a special tax tip hotline to answer your calls about what you can do before the end of the year to save money on your tax bill. And consumer specialist Rick Romero is standing by live with our panel of CPAs. Rick?
Well, David, I got to tell you that all of these certified public accountants are not making a whole lot of money tonight. They're doing this for free, and they're working pretty hard at it, too. You can call in with your tax question to 1-877-843-1477. It's a toll-free number. And not only are these people giving out answers to your questions, but also some tax tips as well. One of the tax tips that they're giving out is don't forget your flexible spending account for medical and dependent care expenses. One of the CPAs with me now is Greg Wind. And Greg, why is that important?
Well, Rick, flexible spending accounts allow employees to pay medical expenses with pre-tax dollars, but you have to be careful because if there's anything left in the account at the end of the year and you don't use it, you lose it. So it's a good opportunity to take a look now, see what you have left.
And that can be a lot of money, and nobody wants to lose money. Thank you very much. That's Greg Wind. He is with the California Society of CPAs who are helping us out. Just call toll-free 1-877-843-1477. David Ellen, back to you.
Very much, and we're checking out Johnny. We're checking you out, Johnny.
We are, and it's we're checking out some very cold temperatures out there, and we have another night. I've not led you on this by saying,
haven't.
oh, it's going to get a lot warmer. Everything will be fine. It's going to be cold for a couple more nights. David, you want to say something?
No, just darn.
Okay. So cute. All right, here we go. I don't know where that came from, and it may not come back again. And I'm going to have a fight on my hands if it does. Keep your hands to yourself. Outside, you know what? This is a big, I'm a happy guy because at least the audio works. Yesterday, Glendale 59, Lancaster 49, and Santa Monica 58 degrees. Well, that'll be on a blooper reel someplace. We have fair skies with 56 degrees. Humidity at 48%. Barometric pressure is 30.09 and steady. And westerly winds at 10 miles per hour. Well, live Doppler 7,000 plus. No rain, but we think we'll have some rain coming up by this weekend. We'll have more on that in a couple of minutes. Right now, here's what's happening. Notice the effects of the offshore condition. Ridge of high pressure over the landmass over Utah is giving us the offshore condition and also some cooler air. Watch this. And cold air spilling in from the north. And it drops down at night. and makes temperatures out into the high desert. We already did the story with Lancaster, Palmdale, down in the mid-teens. Moving to the north, you'll see how clear we are way up to the Gulf of Alaska, way up here, and clouds offshore. However, we have clouds headed our way. Quickly, we'll take a look at what's happening in the eastern part of the country. The northeast picking up snow and rain. Most of the nation looking good. Overnight temperatures in Encino 40. Look at Glendale 39 and 38 in Pasadena. Lancaster should be about 21 degrees along the coast. Upper 40s. Long Beach 39. Riverside, San Bernardino 34. 23 at Apple Valley. 12 up in the mountains. And after cooling down into the mid-30s overnight, Palm Springs will be 66, Mission Viejo 65, Anaheim 66. More temperatures tomorrow as we warm up at Malibu to 62. Lancaster, Palmdale will be in the mid-50s. From Glendale to Pasadena should be about 64, 65. Downtown should be 65 as well. Quickly, we'll take a look at the 5-day forecast. Watch this. See these lower numbers? That's the overnight temperatures. Start to warm up a little bit. By Sunday, we have about a 30 to 40, 50% chance of a shower, depending on where you are, for a quick hitter, a storm system that will come through by Sunday on into Monday, we think. So we'll have more on that a little bit later.
All right.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Johnny. All right. Angry neighbors are taking aim at a local gun club.
The place is home to one of the best shooters in the world, and it's been there for years. So why is it now a controversy? We'll explain next.
It's something everyone should know. What's on your credit report? Starting today, you can get it for free, and we'll show you how.
This family lives in peace and harmony. This family lives on the edge. And tonight, on an all-new Wife Swap, it's Daddy's turn to swap lives.
This isn't fun, not even a tiny bit.
Wife Swap Husband Edition, all new, tonight at 10, 9 Central, only on ABC.
It's the holiday sale at Sammy's Camera. Save up to 70% throughout the store. Like this Canon PowerShot A85 for just $269. Plus free tripod, free case, free memory card, and free processing. Call 1-877-52-SMILE for the nearest Sammy's.
Ford Explorer. It's the first midsize SUV with an available safety canopy system. It has the best pick endorsement from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. And it has a wealth of technology that delivers not only safety, but confidence with outstanding on and off-road capability. Ford Explorer. The best-selling and most trusted SUV in America. Ford Explorer.
Visit Wix Furniture before Tuesday, December 7th to get free financing till 2008. Buy beautiful Wix Furniture and get great holiday gifts, interest-free till January 2008. Zero money down, zero minimum purchase, and zero interest till 2008. Finance free. We pay the interest so you don't have to. Hurry to Wix to get free financing till 2008 because Tuesday, December 7th, it's over.
It's the holiday sale at Sammy's Camera. Save up to 70% throughout the store. Like this Nikon Coolpix 5200 for just $399. Plus free tripod, free case, free memory card, free processing, and a free printer. Call 1-877-52-SMILE for the nearest Sammy's.
Did you hear that? Where am I?
ABC-7.
Now, live breaking news from ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
Updating breaking news at LAX. It could be a traffic nightmare. Hello, I'm David Ono.
And I'm Ellen Leva. We're going to take it up to Air 7 and Desiree Horton with more on this story. Desiree.
Well, right now, authorities are looking for a suspect. We are not sure what he is wanted for. This is at LAX in one of the parking structures across from Terminal 5 and possibly Terminal 2 here at LAX. They are talking about shutting down Worldway Drive here, not allowing traffic or pedestrians in. This is the structure right here where they're doing the search. You could see the police officers patrolling around. The suspect is what we've been told, a male, white, in his 50s with a shaved head possibly. So right now this is a very serious concern right now, and the only dilemma would be that traffic being shut down here at LAX. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Desiree Horton, ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
Desiree, quick question, and you mentioned the traffic. It's always a nightmare there in LAX, so they are not letting people leave nor come into the airport. That's what you have heard?
We are being told that they are going to soon be shutting down this driveway here and not allowing people in or out. We have not actually seen that happen yet. We are still seeing traffic come in and out of the airport as of now.
All right, if you are traveling to LAX, obviously call ahead because this could be a big problem for travelers. Thank you, Desiree.
We'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, a controversy over a gun club has resulted in an ultimatum from the city council: move out of town or be shut down. At the center of this dispute is the popular San Gabriel Valley Gun Club in Duarte. Eyewitness News reporter Micah Ullman is live in Duarte with the very latest. Micah.
Well, essentially what this comes down to is new residents taking issue with old noise that has been coming from this gun club since 1946. Now the city council, by a way of rezoning, is putting a squeeze on this gun club and one very accomplished member. The San Gabriel Valley Gun Club, nearly 60 years old, with 70,000 shooters a year and a membership waiting list 7 years long. The most prominent member, 25-year-old Kim Rohde. Team USA's most decorated female Olympic shooter ever. 2 golds and a bronze dating back to '96 in Atlanta. Rohde's grown up training here. If the gun club is closed down,
oh, it extremely hindered me from making the 2008 Olympics.
Nearby residents now not only complaining about the noise, but the lead contamination from the bullets. Exactly why residents of the nearby Mountain Cove housing development want the club shut down for good.
It's very disturbing, especially on a Saturday morning when you get up, you're having breakfast with the kids. It's beautiful, serene, and quiet. Then all of a sudden it's like, bah, 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 bah.
Though residents signed a disclosure acknowledging the noise before moving in, they say this is about progress, and with progress comes change. Susan Carr's backyard looks out over the gun range.
But the noises vary tremendously, especially if we try to enjoy our backyard here on the weekends.
Now the banner headline in the local paper: officials are preparing to rezone the entire city, giving the gun club and its Olympic champion 18 months to relocate.
We've been here since 1946. These are Johnny-come-latelys that come into the city council and decide that they don't like us and they're going to move us out of here.
With regard to the lead contamination here at the gun club, they say they mine the lead and reuse it. They also say they've raised a whole lot of money to try and find ways to reduce noise. Money they say now will likely be spent on a legal fight. Live in Duarte, Micah Ullman reporting, ABC7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Thank you, Micah. It seems like everyone's getting into the act with a plan to increase community policing in Los Angeles. Yet another proposal today comes from a leading candidate for mayor. Eyewitness News reporter John North tells us voters may be asked again to pay for it all with a sales tax increase.
The latest plan to increase the number of Los Angeles police officers involves the same tax increase voters rejected last month, wrapped in an entirely different package. Mayoral candidate and Councilman Antonio Villaraigosa was joined by Councilman Jack Weiss. They support what they call a comprehensive plan that could add a total of 1,600 officers in the city, 5,000 in the county.
It does us no good. Absolutely no good, John, to pass a city tax that doesn't fund the sheriff deputies to keep criminals in our local jails, period.
This proposal would add 300 officers next year by cutting $30 million from the existing city budget and asking voters to approve a half-cent sales tax dedicated to police. It would end in 7 years unless approved again by voters. It takes a 2/3 vote to approve a tax increase. The county fell way short last month. Voters in the city came close to approving it.
If we tie our fortunes to a countywide initiative, it might not pass again. But in my mind, there's no doubt we could pass it if it's only in the city of Los Angeles. And why wait?
But the city council has already refused to put the tax increase on the ballot again. So enter wealthy developer and police commissioner Rick Caruso. Caruso says he will personally finance a signature-gathering campaign to put the tax on the ballot. Each candidate for mayor has his own plan for adding more police officers. It's a critical issue in the nation's second largest city with the smallest police force per capita. It's called the Thin Blue Line. In Los Angeles, it doesn't get much thinner. Former police chief, now councilman and mayoral candidate Bernard Parks says, wipe out the 3-day police work week and
look at how we can increase the department over a 5 to 10 year period out of the general fund.
State Senator and mayoral candidate Richard Alarcon says get it from the agencies which benefit from police protection.
I think it's time that we ask the harbor, airports, and DWP to pay their fair share.
Mayoral candidate Bob Hertzberg says there's a simpler way.
You can pay for all the officers that Chief Bratton needs by just cutting the budget by 2%.
It all sounds so easy, but that anorexic thin blue line isn't gaining any weight. In Los Angeles, John North, ABC7, Eyewitness News.
It was sentencing day for a drunken private pilot convicted of causing chaos in the air as he played chicken with commercial jets. John Salomon's attorney would only say they accept the judge's sentence of 6 to 23 months in jail. Last January 15th, Salomon piloted his Piper Cherokee on a drunken joyride. He came within a few hundred yards of the cooling towers at a nuclear power plant, and his actions forced controllers to divert at least 6 commercial jets packed with passengers.
Well, there was testimony from air traffic controllers that it appeared that the defendant was heading right at people. And there was testimony from pilots saying he was heading right at us.
Salomon was so drunk he couldn't walk. Today, prosecutors brought up his long history of drinking problems, 2 DUIs, and 20 license suspensions in the last 20 years.
The Pepsi bottling plant in Carson has been cited by the EPA for violations of the Clean Water Act. The federal agency says Pepsi has failed to properly monitor stormwater that flows out of the 9-acre plant, and the company was cited for allowing acidic wastewater to enter storm drains where it could damage the sewer system. Pepsi will not be fined if the problems are corrected. Pepsi responds, "We are working with authorities on this matter. We are very eager to correct any inadequacies that may exist." Well, there are only 30 days left in this year and time to think about your taxes.
We have a panel of tax experts you see here live ready to answer your questions. More on this, plus simple tax tips you need to know coming up.
Also, we're keeping an eye on breaking news at LAX. They're searching for a suspect, and as a result, they warn us they may have to close or shut down incoming and outgoing traffic. It could be a big problem, and we'll keep our eye on it.
An Eyewitness News exclusive. Tonight at 11, the all-natural pill that has women wanting more. So good, the doctor who created it gave it to his wife. Could this recharge your sex life? The Passion Pill. Tonight at 11, only on ABC7, Eyewitness News.
Thanks for inviting me to your holiday party, Bobby. Everything looks delicious.
Thanks. I'd like you to meet my parents, Phil.
Oh, I see the resemblance.
Smart & Final has everything for your holiday party at low warehouse prices.
Get smart.
Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store.
With faster acceleration than a BMW 325xi and an Audi TT, the all-new Hemi-powered Jeep Grand Cherokee conquers the road like a sports car. And with our exclusive QuadraDrive 2 4-wheel drive system, it conquers everything else like a trail-rated Jeep 4x4.
When I want something, I'm not afraid to go for it. And when it comes to my health, I'm a regular powerhouse. I get out there and get answers. So now that I'm eligible for Medicare, I called Aetna about my Medicare health plan options. I had all my questions answered by one of their plan specialists. She helped me understand my benefits options, including a plan with prescription drugs and preventive care. Now, with the information Aetna gave me, I'll be able to decide on the right coverage for me.
If you want to know about your options, call Aetna at 1-800-456-4504. Ask us about our Medicare plan options and get the help you need to choose coverage that's right for you. Call 1-800-456-4504 now, and we'll send you our free kit with information about Aetna's affordable Medicare plan options.
Look, it's my health, my future. You better believe I'm going after the right benefits for me.
We want you to know. Aetna.
Celebrate the savings at Smart & Final, like Arrowhead Spring Water, 32 half-liter bottles, just $5.99. And 18-count extra-large eggs, only $1.19.
Get smart.
Save time, save money at Smart & Final, the smaller, faster warehouse store. Closed captioning for Eyewitness News at 5, right here on ABC7, is brought to you by SBC, going beyond the call.
You've been watching it live. Eyewitness News has put together a panel of experts answering your questions about cutting your taxes by the end of the year. And consumer specialist Rick Romero is standing by live with a panel of experts who will be here until 7 p.m. answering your calls. Rick?
Well, David, as you know, nobody wants to pay taxes, yet
All of us have to pay taxes now. The trick is not to pay any more than you have to when it comes to income taxes, and that's why we've assembled this group of tax experts. They are with the California Society of Certified Public Accountants, and they're working with us here at Eyewitness News to answer your tax questions. All you've got to do is call the toll-free number that you see at the bottom of the screen, 1-877-843-1477. Not only will they answer your questions, but they've got some great tax tips, too. One of those tax tips that they're talking about is to donate your vehicle this year. Donate your vehicle this year to maximize deductions. With me right now is one of our CPAs, Jeff Bremer. Why is that so important?
Well, because our tax law is going to change because of the new change that President Bush just signed. And starting in 2005, taxpayers are going to have to come up with a little bit more documentation on donated vehicles.
So, in other words, you can't put in a $5,000 price tag on a car that maybe is only worth $500.
That's right, because the charity is going to have to let you know if they sold that vehicle and what they sold that for.
And if they've sold it for $500, that's all you can deduct.
That's all you get to deduct.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Jeff Bremer. He's one of the CPAs. I'm going to let him get back to the phones. Unbelievable how many people have been calling in, and I know that many of you haven't been able to get through. We want you to be patient. One other thing that you can do is you can log on to our website at abc7.com, and then we can give you all kinds of information about saving on your taxes. Now, these CPAs will be here until 7 p.m. This is Rick Romero reporting live. Back to you, David and Ellen.
All right, Rick, that's great. Well, we all know how important good credit can be in everything from buying a home or even getting a job. Now consumers can get a look at their credit report free of charge. Beginning today, California residents can obtain a copy of their credit history once a year without paying a fee. For a free copy of your credit report, call the annual credit request service. That number is 877-322-8228, or you can log on to our website at abc7.com and we will link you.
An argument in a car leads to a critical situation on a highway.
A woman crashes and stops her car right after the fight. Find out what happened to the man she was arguing with.
You can call it a cartoon caper. Police try to figure out a serious crime against Spongebob. That story is coming up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Fukuzaki. Coming up in sports, the NBA slam dunk champ tells us why he didn't throw down on Detroit's unruly fans and why this Bush gets the vote as the toughest Trojan for the Bruins to stop on Saturday.
This family lives in peace and harmony.
And that's really the philosophy I follow.
This family lives on the edge. And tonight, on a special edition of Wife Swap, it's Daddy's turn for an eye-opening walk in someone else's shoes. And if you thought swapping moms was fun,
I do the laundry, I do the sweeping.
I'm tired.
Wait until we swap dads.
This isn't as much fun as I thought it was going to be. Not even a tiny bit.
Wife Swap, Husband Edition. All new tonight at 10/9 Central, only on ABC.
These 4-year-olds can help improve our state's economy.
And these can save up to $7 for every dollar we invest in them, if we invest in sending them to preschool.
Because kids who go to preschool are less likely to drop out, cutting down on crime.
And they're more likely to go to college.
So we'll have more of the well-educated workers we need.
You see, when kids go to preschool, they're not the only ones who benefit.
We all do.
A message from First 5 California.
Give him a gift he'll never forget. The Tag Heuer Link from Ben Bridge Jeweler. Beautifully crafted in stainless steel with a stunning black diamond dial from Ben Bridge.
Your personal jeweler, Ben Bridge.
Parade, more than a magazine.
This ABC7 Eyewitness newscast is brought to you in part by Honda.
Get a deal on a Honda Civic. Fa la 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 ooh la la.
It's the car that wishes are made.
It's happy Honda days for all, and the Honda Civic is at the top of your wish list. Winner of Best Overall Value in its class by IntelliChoice. So give yourself the gift that keeps on giving. Lease the Civic Value Package for $169 a month for 42 months with a $169 down payment. Your total drive-off is only $1108. Have a happy Honda day, only at your Honda dealer.
Happy Honda days.
Hello, my name is Sam Fregoso, currently deployed in Djibouti, Africa. Just want to say hello to my family in Victorville, California. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Hopefully the folks overseas can watch a great game this Saturday, a big rivalry, USC and UCLA.
Yeah, we're counting it down, and you can watch it right here on ABC-7, 1:30 on Saturday. It's that time of the year. Friends aren't speaking to each other. Families are divided, which can only mean it's rivalry week with USC and UCLA. Now, if the Bruins hope to shock the world and ruin SC's national championship run, they can't walk off the field of the Rose Bowl Saturday bushed. Kurt Sandoval explains.
Got him, got him, got him, got him! Matt Leinart is not the only Heisman candidate the Bruins have to concern themselves about this weekend. And they throw the bush. Look out!
He is a player that makes the critical play that sparks the engine. What you try to do is contain him. You don't want him to take the 60, 70-yard touchdowns. You know, if he makes a 20-yard play, then give him the 20-yard play.
Definitely got to look at the weaknesses of the defense, and you know we definitely want to exploit those as we did against Notre Dame. We exploited the weaknesses, which is in the passing game.
Here at USC, there seems to be as many distractions as there are students on campus. You have the Heisman hype, the BCS rankings. Obviously, it's a rivalry week, but head coach Pete Carroll says they need to embrace those distractions.
It's fitting for us, you know, this is the kind of buildup that you hope for. Regardless of where we wind up playing the next game, we're going to have big buildup for them for that game as well, and we need to handle these situations.
The real thing I think you got to do is just focus in on, you know, what you want to accomplish in the end. I think that's what, keeps me driving. And I mean, I can see the distractions, but in the end, I think about, what do we really want as a team, and what do I really want to be as a player.
Tommy Trojan is wrapped up this week. USC hopes to wrap up a trip to the national championship this weekend. Kurt Sandoval, ABC-7 Eyewitness News.
Meantime, on the UCLA campus, the Bruin Bear is in a box. It says it's out hibernating. 3 more colleges are looking for head coaches tonight. Brigham Young, Mississippi, and Indiana all fired their coaches today. Tyrone Willingham talked today about being fired yesterday by Notre Dame. He says he wasn't totally shocked his 3-year reign came to an end.
I did not meet the expectations or standards that I set for myself in this program. And when you don't meet your own expectations, you make yourself vulnerable to the will of others.
Willingham did confirm today he's been contacted by the University of Washington about becoming their next head coach. Pro basketball now, 2 Detroit Piston fans have been banned from all future events at the team's home arena. John Green in the white cap threw a cup on Indiana's Ron Artest and later punched him. He's one of the guys who will be banned from the arena. The other is a fan who came out onto the floor. Now, the Pacers are in town to play the Clippers tonight. Freddie Jones, number 20, was in the stands being punched by a large man, later identified as the brother of Pistons center Ben Wallace. Jones wasn't suspended because he did not retaliate.
The Lord probably gave me the strength to, to hold back. It wasn't me, that held back. I think about it every day. Did I do the right thing?
But you believe now that you did, or are you still wrestling with that?
I wrestle with it, but I'm playing, so that's the good thing that came out of it.
This is an important moment for our franchise. We're in a tough spot right now, and some nights we've had a hard time finding eight guys to dress, and there's a league rule that you have to have 8 guys dressed. So we'll have 8 dressed tonight. We might have 9. That makes it tougher, but we got to press on. We got to keep fighting.
Now, even with all the suspensions and the injuries they've had, the Pacers have won 3 of 5 games since the brawl. And, of course, they play the Clippers tonight. We will hear from the Clips tonight at 6 o'clock. They've won 4 straight.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Roll.
Thank you, Rob. Let's update the breaking news at LAX right now. The search for a suspect in Desiree Horton is overhead with details. Desiree?
Well, David, we just received more information. According to authorities, LAX airport authorities, there was a passenger going through the passenger screening area at Terminal 2 here at LAX. When asked to remove his jacket. The passenger ran from the terminal into the parking structure across from Terminal 2. Authorities ran after him. They have closed that parking structure down. The updated information we have is that they have closed down this parking structure. They are not allowing people to leave or come into this structure while they search for the suspect. It is a man in his 50s. He has a shaved head and he is a male white. So right now they are still searching for this suspect. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Desiree Horton, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Desiree, thank you very much, and we'll be right back after this.
Straight ahead on Eyewitness News at 6.
He's charged with child cruelty and murdering his girlfriend's daughter. The girlfriend is also facing charges. We'll tell you what investigators are saying about the case. Also, a surveillance camera captures a father's murder, how you can help in the search for a killer. And we continue to follow breaking news that concerning a suspect search at LAX. I'm Michelle Tuzzi. These stories and more on the cold weather when Mark Brown and I join you tonight for Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock.
Access to hospital care is essential for all Californians. No patient should ever be turned away. With a shortage of nurses, rigid staffing regulations have threatened our ability to give access and care to those in need.
On behalf of the nurses, doctors, and other caregivers who treat patients every day, we want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger for invoking common sense principles over bureaucratic formulas in order to put the needs of patients first.
I'm Lou Gentine from Sargento Cheese. Even before my dad started Sargento back in 1953, our families had a passion for cheese. In fact, cheese is all we do. That's why Sargento cheese has a freshness you can actually see and taste. Try it for yourself, and we think you'll agree that nothing tastes fresher than Sargento shredded cheese. Sargento, our family's passion is cheese.
If it's 11 p.m., it's time for Eyewitness News right here.
This just into Eyewitness
on ABC-7.
Massive wildfire has flared up again.
Night after night.
This is breaking news.
Story after story.
We're seeing a lot of rain and we're seeing a lot of wind.
There's one team you can depend on to be there when it matters most. In a city like this, news doesn't stop for anything, and neither do we. If it's 11 o'clock, it's Eyewitness News, only on ABC-7.
Can inspiration make the town and country even more amazing? Yes. Will it let you travel in luxury and style? Sure. Can it find a place for everything and put everything in its place? As the only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage? Of course. The amazing new Chrysler Town & Country, starting at $21,275. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
You know, I remember I mean first phone call. Barbara.
Alligators evolved over 200 million years. And like other reptiles, scientists can tell their age by looking
Jim.
at... Yeah?
Tonight's not good for me. How's Tuesday?
Sure.
This holiday season, get a DirecTV DVR with TiVo so you can watch your favorite shows when you're ready. Sign up now and get one for under $50. Call 1-800-DirecTV today.
Our phone lines are jammed. We've been answering your tax-saving questions live right here on Eyewitness News.
Let's check back in with consumer specialist Rick Romero. Rick?
Well, David Allen, this is your chance to lower your tax burden with one simple free phone call. All you got to do is call our Eyewitness News tax tip hotline at 1-877-843-1477, and one of our certified public accountants who is with the California Society of CPAs, they will answer your tax questions and help you to lower your tax burden. They've also been giving out plenty of tax tips as well. One of those tax tips is take last-minute deductions. With me right now is Ryan Wong. He is one of the CPAs. And Ryan, what do you mean by take last-minute deductions?
Well, like you said before, we can prepay property tax or we can prepay state taxes, and you can even make charitable contributions. If cash flow is a problem, you can even pledge on your credit card. That will qualify as a deduction for this year as well.
All right, thank you very much. It's Ryan Wong, one of the CPAs here. Again, just call our toll-free number. It is 1-877-843-1477. This is Rick Romero reporting live. Back to you, David Enno.
Rick, thank you. It's a question folks are asking in at least 7 states. Who is stealing SpongeBob SquarePants? 6-foot inflatable figures of the lovable cartoon hero adorn the roofs of Burger King restaurants nationwide, a promotion tied to the release of Spongebob's first movie. But thieves from Texas to Maine are stealing Bob right off the rooftops, and police are baffled and concerned since each Bob is worth $15,000. And kids, there's no truth to the rumor that the culprit is none other than Spongebob's arch rival, Plankton.
Maybe he went to Bikini Bottom. Back to his home. Yeah.
Oh.
That wraps up this edition of Eyewitness News.
Here's Mark and Michelle Tuzzi with what's ahead at 6 o'clock.
Thanks very much. Coming up at 6, we're continuing to follow breaking news. We have new information about police activity at LAX. We'll bring you a live report.
Also, Scott Peterson's father took the stand today. He's trying to convince the jury to spare his son's life.
Plus, we'll show you how Southern Californians are commemorating World AIDS Day in a live report.
And the cold snap continues. Eyewitness News at 6 is next.
When you see news happening, call the Eyewitness News tip line toll-free at 877-777-NEWS.
On your mark.
You guys are going down.
Keep dreaming.
Keep your eye on Doris. She's a rocket out of the gate.
Yeah, that's what you said last week.
Go! I'm gonna do it! I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning!
Ooh, dandelions. Ooh, there's some over there.
I found some.
We got to move that finish line closer.
Yeah.
Great cheese comes from happy cows. Happy cows come from California. Real California cheese.
Secondhand smoke enters the throat, and it doesn't just damage the lungs. Within minutes, the smoke activates platelets, which thickens the blood and damages arteries. In time, plaque accumulates in the damaged blood vessels, obstructing blood flow to the heart. This can result in stroke or heart attack.
Love is a treasure. Trésor by Lancôme Paris. Indulge in Trésor and a gift with any $29.15 Lancôme purchase at Robinson's May.
How can you be sure you'll be surrounded by the most sophisticated technology? How can you be confident a car's quality is more than skin deep? How can you see durability? How can you be certain that what you buy today will be reliable tomorrow? Easy. Buy a Toyota.
Bring a new unwrapped toy or sports equipment to any local Save-On Drugs or fire station to ignite the spark of love in a less fortunate child's heart. And happy holidays. Watch an all-new Wife Swap tonight at 10 here on ABC7.
Now, live breaking news from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Breaking news at LAX. Good evening. I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Michelle Tuzzi. This is Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, and we begin with that police activity at LAX. Desiree Horton is in Air 7 to tell us what is going on here. Desiree?
Well, an investigation underway here at LAX. A passenger was going through the passenger screening area at Terminal 2 here. When asked to remove his jacket, he ran out of the terminal into parking structure 2, just adjacent to Terminal 2. At the time, LAX authorities had shut down the parking structure. They were not allowing anyone in or out of that structure. And right now, we heard they have detained a person. We're not sure if that is the suspect that was in question, but they are questioning that person, and the investigation is still going on underway here at LAX. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Desiree Horton, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Desiree, we will go back out to you at LAX if we need to. In the meantime, the Peterson case, the jury has already determined Scott Peterson is a murderer. Now the defense is asking those same jurors to see him as something else, as a person who, despite his crimes, does not deserve to die. Eyewitness News reporter Miriam Hernandez joins us live in Redwood City. Miriam?
Mark, the defense wants to go into a lot of detail that will show a different side of Scott Peterson. The reason he showed very little emotion during the investigation and the trial, for instance, well, his parents say it's because that's the way they are, trying to smile through adversity. The question now is whether the jury will buy it. Lee and Jackie Peterson leave the courthouse after a long and emotionally exhausting day. Lee testifying about Scott's upbringing, Jackie hearing details of her personal life revealed publicly. The fact that she had 2 children before she married Lee, that she put up for adoption, that she has a debilitating lung disease that keeps her on oxygen. Theirs has been a life of struggle which could become even more devastating if the jury decides to condemn Scott to death. Scott's sister, Susan Caudillo, faltered as she told the court, "It would kill my parents. I can't imagine anything worse than to see him put to death. The bottom line is, I don't think my parents are going to make it if he goes." Whether the jury will consider their plight is a question. The judge has instructed them it is Scott's fate they must weigh, not his family's. Still, Scott's parents stand as loyal, sympathetic figures.
This is all a morality play. And when the jury goes into that room, it basically comes down to 12 people looking around saying, should we kill him or not? That's the basic question. It's not a mathematical equation. And if the defense can tug at one juror's heartstrings and say, you know what, there's been enough suffering already, let's send him to prison for life. If even one juror says that, that stops the train to death.
Defense co-counsel Pat Harris is playing the prominent role now. Mark Gerges on the sidelines, his credibility in question following the resolute conviction delivered by the jury. Harris said that the witnesses over the next week may seem to present information that's insignificant, but the details, he said, will expose them to the 30 years of Scott's life they have not heard about, a life that is far from the monster that Lacey's mother yesterday attacked with fury. There is much more testimony ahead. Witnesses will include a college professor, a golf coach, many friends. The last person to testify will be Scott Peterson's mother. Reporting live from Redwood City, Miriam Hernandez, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Mark, back to you.
All right, thank you, Miriam. We invite you to stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of all the developments in the Scott Peterson penalty phase. When that sentence is reached, you will hear it here live.
A jury has finally been sworn in for the Robert Blake murder trial. The 7-man, 5-woman panel will decide whether the former actor killed his wife, Bonnie Lee Bakley. Both sides say they are ready to start.
Robert's fine. He and I are fine. We're very much looking forward to the trial.
We're very anxious to get to trial. As you know, we've been waiting a long time for this trial. It's been delayed several times, and we're raring to go.
There are also 6 alternate jurors, 3 men and 3 women. The trial is expected to last about 4 months, so there is a good chance some of the alternates will be used.
A plea of not guilty today from a man charged with torturing and killing his girlfriend's young daughter and abusing her son. Eyewitness News reporter Gene Gleason joins us live in the newsroom to tell us why special circumstances in this case could mean a death sentence for that suspect. Gene?
That's right, Mark. The death of a child is always a horrible loss, but when it's deliberate and when it's at the hands of an adult, well, words can't convey the anger and the sadness. Today, a 23-year-old Van Nuys man was arraigned for first-degree murder. His girlfriend on lesser charges. She's the child's mother. Sheriff's investigators say this man, Antonio Rodriguez, sodomized his girlfriend's daughter, forced her 7-year-old son to watch, and then 3 weeks ago beat the little girl to death. Her body was found in Hazley Canyon Park on November 12th. Today, Rodriguez pleaded not guilty. He's in jail, as is the little girl's mother. 26-year-old Debbie Saravia also pleaded not guilty. She's charged with child abuse that resulted in death. There are special circumstances in both cases.
My client is not guilty claims denies all the allegations.
Today, Supervisor Mike Antonovich called for an investigation of the county's role in the girl's death. He's outraged that caseworkers for the Department of Child and Family Services allowed the victim, Desiree Saravia, to be taken from her grandmother's care and placed in dangerous circumstances with her mother.
This is an awful crime because the child was in a protective home with a grandmother. She was being protected and cared for, and the department, the social worker, allowed this child to be taken out of a safe home and placed with a mother who has a drug problem and a live-in boyfriend and living in a shack.
Antonovich says the caseworkers have been fired, but he wants a review of their work with other children to make sure they haven't also fallen through the cracks in the system. Saravia and Rodriguez lived for a time here at this Van Nuys motel. Today, no one could recall the couple or the children other than to remember that police showed up 3 weeks ago to search their room. Rodriguez faces a death penalty if he's convicted on the charges. He's being held with no bail. Debbie Saravia's bail has been set at $1 million. Veteran detectives who have experienced almost every type of cruelty say this case
is one of the worst. Live in the newsroom, Gene Gleason, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Michelle, back to you.
Gene, thank you. Police hope surveillance photos will help them track down the man who murdered a father of two as he ran an emergency errand for his family. The pictures taken by a restaurant camera show one of three suspects shooting 34-year-old Jose Luis Soria last Wednesday as he walked through a parking lot near an Albertsons market. Soria was there to buy medicine for his son.
But it's not good enough to identify the suspects on the camera. However, it is good enough for a friend or a family member to identify them, and we're asking for their help.
Police also hope to find the drivers of three cars seen passing through the area at the time of the shooting. A fund has been set up for Soria's girlfriend and two children. We've put the information up on our website. It's abc7.com.
Southern California, get ready for another bitter cold night. Riverside County is under a freeze warning tonight. Some of the coldest temperatures, meanwhile, are in the Antelope Valley. That's where we sent Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth, bundled up, I hope, out there in the Antelope Valley. Leo.
Mark Brown, what do you mean get ready for another cold night? It's already cold. It's been cold all week out here in the Antelope Valley. In fact, one resident told me he went outside of his home early yesterday morning, looked at his thermometer in the yard. He told me this, and it read 9 degrees. That is cold. It has been cold throughout the Southland. How cold is it in the Antelope Valley? Well, in Lancaster, it's cold enough to freeze a swimming pool. It's cold enough to bring out the blankets for horses and cold enough to freeze their drinking water.
When the wind is blowing, it's like 30 below zero.
Longtime resident Laura Supernaw says while it's obvious living in the high desert spells cold winters, it doesn't mean it gets easy to deal with.
Moving and shaking, and your bumps are getting on you, but I like it.
And I hear you going,
oh yeah, it's wonderful. Don't you think so? Don't you think so?
Well, the way you just described it to me, we want to run inside and get warm. Reluctantly, some residents had to get out in the cold and pull up plants destroyed by the frigid temps. The cold spell has blanketed areas throughout the Southland.
The desert is like this all the time. It's always freezing in the morning and nice in the afternoon.
It's cold like always. Been out here for almost 13 years, and it's pretty cold this year.
15 degrees at our house at 6 o'clock this morning.
Ouch.
Pretty cold.
Well, I lived in Columbus for a year, so this is kind of summery weather compared to what I've been through for 1 year of winter, and that's enough.
17 degrees is considered summer to you? I guess after Columbus.
Columbus, black ice, snow. I'm still waiting for that to come here.
That guy has got to be kidding. That is the last thing we need out here. And by the way, Mark, Michelle, I love you guys, but it's easy for you to talk about cold weather when you're in there in that nice, cozy, warm newsroom. Live in the Antelope Valley, Leo Stallworth, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you guys.
You are right. It does feel pretty nice in here, Leo. Thank you. Many people were scraping frost off their windshields today. Dallas Raines joins us now to tell us just how cold it got overnight. Dallas?
Michelle, we were way down there again last night with several record-breaking lows. We have a live shot for you now this evening. I think we're going to see some warming temperatures, but not so much this evening. Here's some of the lows at Big Bear. 9 degrees. Lancaster last night officially 15 degrees. Burbank this morning. Now, that was a record low out at Burbank at 33 degrees early this morning. Had some frost around the area. Down in Orange County, 35 there. At Anaheim, Chino was at 29. Now, weather is changing for the weekend. Maybe some rain, maybe some snow. I'll have the forecast in just a minute.
Okay, Dallas, seen a few. Just ahead for us here, King Tut coming back to town. We'll tell you when and where the boy king is set to cause a sensation.
Also, we'll tell you about the first job for Gray Davis since he left the governor's office.
And the fight's been going on for close to 20 years with still no end in sight. Around the world, people gather to remember those who have lost the battle against the AIDS virus. I'm John Gregory, live in West Hollywood. That story coming up.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Fukuzaki. The Clippers look to extend their winning streak against the depleted Indiana Pacers. We'll hear from the Clips. And could USC be close to losing their master of offense? Pete Carroll comments later.
This family lives in peace and harmony. This family lives on the edge. And tonight, on an all-new Wife Swap, it's Daddy's turn to swap lives.
This isn't fun, not even a tiny bit.
Wife Swap Husband Edition, all new, tonight at 10, 9 Central, only on ABC.
What's it like to wife swap on TV? Tonight at 11, this local woman took on a new family and her husband got a new wife. Now they tell us what really happened behind the scenes. Would they do it again? See how it changed their lives. A wife swap follow-up at 11 here on ABC 7.
We've stared down the worst that could happen.
we've seen the best of ourselves. We've recovered, rebuilt, and restored. We've reaffirmed our faith in ourselves, each other, and our nation. Today, we stand ready to share the rewards with the world. Here in the heart of commerce, culture, and community, Lower Manhattan. Discover your very own American success story. Build your business right here, right now, in Lower Manhattan, where the only thing greater than today's success is our vision for tomorrow.
Honestly, my brothers and my little sister would rather buy gifts for each other than to get something for themselves. Our favorite part is when we get to go shopping together and each kid is able to buy a present for everyone else. And we couldn't do that if it weren't for Walmart. You know, our house is small, but they say love grows best in little houses.
World AIDS Day is now in its 17th year.
It's a day to remember the victims of HIV and raise awareness about AIDS with ceremonies held around the globe. In China today, hundreds of volunteers raced through the streets and handed out leaflets and condoms. In India, where more than 5 million people are diagnosed with HIV, children and adults wore the symbolic red ribbon during a World AIDS Day run. In South Africa, candles were lit to remember that country's many AIDS victims. And in West Hollywood, a candlelight vigil will take place tonight. That's where we find Eyewitness News reporter John Gregory. John?
And Michelle, that candlelight vigil will begin in about an hour here at Kings Road Park in West Hollywood. What makes the fight against AIDS so frustrating is that we know how you get it and we know how to prevent getting it, and still thousands of people are getting ill as this disease continues to take a devastating toll around the world. It's a fight that's been going on for close to 2 decades, a battle that keeps taking a toll. West Hollywood residents gathered to remember those who've lost the fight to AIDS and those still fighting. Earlier in the day, with a shimmering Disney Hall in the background, red balloons were released into the sky. Each one carries a message about the deadly impact of the AIDS virus and the call to arms to battle back. Nowhere are the ravages of the disease more severe than in Africa. In South Africa alone, there are millions of victims.
Well, you know, we have about roughly 5.3 million people HIV positive in this country out of 45 million people. So you can imagine it is extremely significant. And if we are not doing something radical now, it might soon be too late.
This year, the focus of World AIDS Day is on women, who now account for close to half of the cases. Some refuse to surrender.
I've been told I'm going to die 12 times. Nah, not me. I'm going to live a long, long time.
Some of those who have died will be remembered here in Lincoln Park. A new memorial will be unveiled with the names of Los Angeles victims, more than 7,000. And a formal dedication for that memorial in Lincoln Park will be held at 7 p.m. this evening. Again, we're also going to have a candlelight vigil here at Kings Road Park in West Hollywood as well. We're live in West Hollywood. John Gregory, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Mark Michelle, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Up next for us here, Dallas Raines is showing us when we could get some more snow and some more rain. He has the live Doppler 7,000 plus forecast.
And later on Eyewitness News, why a holiday tradition for many families is disappearing in parts of Southern California.
You could join the Jeopardy Clue Crew. You'll record clues from exciting locations and share your adventures with Jeopardy viewers. To apply, go to Jeopardy.com.
Join us on our adventures.
Watch Jeopardy at 7 here on ABC7.
Real Watchers Club members could win a trip this week to the heart of the Caribbean island, St. Martin. If we call your number, you could win. So sign up at WheelOfFortune.com.
Want to win? Get your spin. Watch Wheel.
Tonight at 7:30 here on ABC7.
This holiday season, come to Lowe's, where there are thousands of unique gifts, so you'll find something for everyone. Like this new straight line intersect laser level, which shoots an accurate 90-degree angle on walls and floors. Or this Firestorm 24-volt cordless hammer drill, powerful enough to drill through concrete, and it's only at Lowe's. Or give a Lowe's gift card and let them decide. And Lowe's low price guarantee means you can't buy it for less anywhere. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Need storage? Public Storage has everything you need to store anything you've got. Now get your first month's rent for just $1. Call 1-800-44-STORE today and get started for just $1 at Public Storage.
This ABC7 Eyewitness newscast is brought to you in part by your Southern California Ford dealers.
This bolt is 4.5 inches long, made from hardened alloy steel. 6 of them connect the cargo box of the Ford F-150 to its frame. Why do we do this when others don't? Because we're building the strongest pickup. You can be sure of that. We are. See your Ford dealer right now and get $2,000 cash back on a 2005 Ford F-150. Built Ford tough.
Meteorologist Dallas Raines has the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
Former California Governor Gray Davis is going back to work. This will be his first job since he was voted out of office last fall. Davis has kept politically active over the past year. Now the Los Angeles law firm Loeb & Loeb will keep him busy. The firm's co-chair says he expects Davis to use his relationships to drum up new business.
Meteorologist Dallas Raines is here now with a look at our cold weather, and I bet they're able to make a lot of snow in the mountains right
It's
now.
happening big time, Michelle, because we have these really cold temperatures at night, like 7, 8, 10 degrees. And we had those huge snowstorms. They're just piling it on up there. We've got video to show you. Let's go to that right now. Look at that snow making. I mean, you don't want to be under one of those. Not when you're coming down the hills. You want to make sure everything's already done for you, but it looks great. Snowboarders having a great time. And we talk about snow. We had a question. It was kind of like a little weather question that we answer on Wednesday night. And it was from Steve Russell, was wondering how many inches of snow equal 1 inch of rain. And in general, it's about 10 inches of snow, Mark. When it melts down, it was about 1 inch of rain. So that's, we had about, usually in the mountains of Southern California, we'll get 60, 70 inches of snow in Southern California during the winter season. But this year, maybe even more. Live Doppler 7000 Plus showing no rain on the scope at all. It is clear. However, that may change as we head toward the weekend. Here's the satellite view tonight, jet stream. This is the polar jet stream, blowing at about 30,000 feet over the south, keeping things cool there. But look at its direction coming down off the Arctic Circle for Southern California. Now, as we head over to the telestrator and talk about it a little bit, we talked about last night this little front coming through, just kind of reinforcing the cool air. That's what's happening. Watch this area right here, this little bend, though, will send a low pressure down into Southern California on Saturday and late Friday. Now, probably no rain, but a few low clouds out of this weather system may get the temperatures up a little bit at night. So another very cold night tonight as you check out your lows. 34 San Bernardino, 12 at Big Bear, 39 Palm Springs, Orange County in the mid-40s. Here's your 5-day forecast. After another very cold morning, tomorrow morning, we should warm up to sunny skies, 64. Then on Friday, a little bit warmer at night, valleys 35 to 45. Then look what happens over the weekend. We get some low clouds into the valley areas on Saturday. I think overnight lows, Michelle, will be back up into the 40s and 50s. So that'll be a huge change there. And then on Sunday, a front comes racing into Southern California, bringing us a chance of some clouds, rain, and snow.
All right.
Keeping you busy, Dallas. Thanks. Coming up, Rob Fukuzaki has the sports report up next.
And he's showing you how the Clippers are preparing to keep their winning streak alive.
Hello, I'm Carrie Wade. This is my husband, Patrick, and our daughter, Noelle. We're stationed at Naval Station, Rota, Spain. We're wishing a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays to all of our friends and family in Southern California.
A carrot can safely remove a broken light bulb. The answers are out there. We'll help you find them. Osh, complete hardware and garden. We have the perfect stocking stuffer, the holiday gift card. Available in any amount from $5 to $500 at Osh.
If it's 11 p.m., it's time for Eyewitness News right here.
This just into Eyewitness
on ABC-7.
Massive wildfire has flared up again.
Night after night.
This is breaking news.
Story after story.
We're seeing a lot of rain and we're seeing a lot of wind.
There's one team you can depend on to be there when it matters most in a city like this. News doesn't stop for anything, and neither do we. If it's 11 o'clock, it's Eyewitness News, only on ABC-7.
At the Happy Honda Days, you will find for thee many choice Accords and a sweet deal that's so lovely.
It's Happy Honda Days for all, and the Accord is a great way to reward yourself. It's the car awarded best overall value in its class. You've been good all year. Lease an Accord LX sedan for $249 a month for 42 months with a $249 down payment. Your total drive-off is only $1,343. It's Happy Honda Days going on now at your Honda dealer.
Happy Honda Days.
Visit Wix Furniture before Tuesday, December 7th to get free financing till 2008. Buy beautiful Wix Furniture and get